Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Cinemateq live stream where I am going to take all of your Letterboxd profiles, print them off with a very respectably priced inkjet printer, tear them up into tiny little pieces, and then use them as the kindling to light a bonfire of epic fucking proportions. I just love having you all here, especially in the chat. And you know what I want more than anything else before we even get going, before we even get into this? Because you know the content is going to be good. The roasting will be hot. So I want you to smash that like button right fucking now. You know what's going to happen if you don't? Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to come to your house and I'm going to lock you inside and I'm going to light a fire that will burn you to death. And then I am going to make sure that the fire services can't get anywhere near your house. And then after everything is gone, a smoldering ruin, just ashes, I am going to urinate all over your dead body. But you know what I'm gonna do first? I'm gonna drink some goddamn vinegar, the cheap stuff, and then I'm going to piss out vinegar onto your body. So you're gonna smell real bad. And you'll be dead. Hit the like button or else, motherfucker. Okay. Pleasantries out of the way. I hope you're all having a very good evening. I am going to say hello to the people in the chat before we get to the roasting, as per usual. Who do we have here? I see Paul. I see Ella. I see Dan. I see Nocturo. Hello. I see Tim. What's up, Brent, Knox, Graham, Jarp, Hawk, Anna. Hello. Bonzi's here. The Soviet. Cool. Sora Quill asking, what if we're fireproof? It won't matter. I'll just blow you up with a bazooka, probably. This girl is on fire. Oh my goodness. Hawk saying that that's kinky. I knew you guys would take that death threat the wrong way. But hey, hit that like button anyways. What else is going on here? Saying house in a Canadian accent is so embarrassing. Some threat. What, house? House? How do you say it? Where you're from? Hoose? Do you live in a hoose with a moose next door? Actually, that's probably more of the Canadian accent. What an intro. And I don't even write that shit. All off the top. Miranda, already breaking the system and allowing capitalism to win with a super chat. Don't I get another roast? Reviews may be fun. Well, all right, Miranda, if you want it for your account in particular, you got to give me your Letterboxd profile. And in the meantime, I'm going to explain to all the new people what's going on here. I am going to be roasting your Letterboxd profiles because they're all bad and I'm a superior cinephile to you. I don't write the rules. That's just how this works. And if you want to get roasted, you got to get in line because a lot of people are into humiliation. They've got humiliation kinks, and I'm fine with that. If you do want to get in line, you got to go to the Letterboxd list linked in the description box below. Go there, comment, and you're on the list. But if you're impatient like Miranda, just put in a super chat, any dollar amount, and I will roast you right goddamn now. After Miranda. Miranda goes first. And the thing I love about this, about Miranda going first, is that I think someone was in the chat, MediaManiac, I believe, and they were so excited about going first, about being number one in line, and then Miranda just comes along and poaches it. So that's the kind of fun that you can expect on today's stream. Aside from me just being a little bit out of my mind. I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling energetic, and I haven't even had any caffeine, so who knows? Who knows what's going on? So let's see. Anything else that we need to see? This is literally, what? 1929. You mean the stock market crash? I'm perpetuating a stock market crash? I mean, if I can make money off of it, that sounds okay. Because we all know that the only people who truly benefit from a stock market crash are the already wealthy, because they get to buy up more assets at a cheaper price. Capitalism is rigged, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. What else is going here? Oh, I'm sorry, my friend. Do him first. Oh no, Miranda. We are not breaking the rules. That's not how this works. There is a cost incentive to this. See, remember when I just told you like a second ago how capitalism is bad? This is why. Because I'm locked into this. This is a contract. I can do nothing about this. You can kick it upstairs to my manager, but I don't think they're going to give a shit. So, Tanner, I can see you giving me your profile name. I guess you came in late. Please comment in the down below list, and I will get to you eventually. very eventually, a long time from now. So I guess it's time to get going. I have a couple of other announcements, and I'm going to wait until there's a couple more people in here. Usually this live stream crests about an hour into it, so stay tuned for those exciting announcements. It's going to be good. It's going to be a fun time. In the meantime, though, we've got a goddamn roast to do, starting off with Miranda and Reed, who jumped the line because they just don't care about other people. And I know that she tried to say, oh no, let that other person go first. But no, you know the rules of the game, and you don't get to change them after you slot in those bullets into the revolver for Russian roulette. This is not Russian roulette, but you all understand metaphors. Hopefully, I am talking to people on the internet, so that may not be the case. So what's been going on with Miranda since the last time we roasted her absolutely horrible Letterboxd profile? Well, maybe they got a makeover? I actually just love how this is your profile picture. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. But I think they were telling me to go after their reviews. And obviously, I'm not going to pay attention to that. But I can't also go after their favorite films because that would be reductive, because we've already done that. I've already gone hard at these favorite films: Return of the King, Hook, American Beauty, and Seven. So what's a man to do other than, I guess, check out the list first? Because that's right, I do what I want. Movies where Andy Serkis bites off a finger whilst playing a CGI character. My God, I guess we're just unlocking so many new kinks tonight. Fantastic. I'm having a great time. Best film scores, and Hook is number one? Wrong. Just wrong. The fact that Johnny Greenwood or Johnny Greengrass, whatever his name is, doesn't have something in the top 5 tells me all I need to know. By the way, the film score for the new West Side Story is probably just the score from the old West Side Story. Stop being so goddamn young. And what else is going on here? Spielberg movies ranked from what I've seen. Hook is still number one. Wait a second. I think I just found a crime against cinephiles. A crime against cinemaniacs, even. Goodness me. Hook over Raiders of the Lost Ark, Jurassic Park, Jaws, Saving Private Ryan, and E.T.? And E.T.? I guess you're probably just someone who's into whimsical fun as opposed to, good movies. So that's great. Also gross. I can't believe I do this for a living. And then I already made fun of the fact that you had lychee down here. That's a fun thing. Cucumber. I almost called Benedict Cumberbatch Cucumber. In fact, I did. His new name is Benedict Cucumber. That's now a thing on this channel. Also, I find it kind of interesting that you have seen 27 Benedict Cucumber movies and only 11 Steven Spielberg films. Please switch that around. You'll thank me later. So what's going on here with these reviews? I guess we can get to them now. I wonder what sort of gold we are going to find up in them thar hills. So first off, we have The Hunger Games, 3.5 stars. Did you know that? It's a 7 out of 10. I think that's probably a little bit high, but what's the reasoning? My uncle pointed out that most of the characters have just weird versions of normal names. So here I present some of our leading characters as heard by him. Catherine, Peen, Garth, Haymidge, which I think is probably meant to be like a space there, like Hey Midge, Also, maybe your uncle's sort of weird for thinking that Peen is a proper name that people say all the time. And you can tell him I said that. I really don't care. Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Lightning Thief. Well, I haven't seen this movie, so I'm going to assume that this 2 star is probably a little bit too generous, because who the fuck would start the name of a movie with Percy Jackson? Doesn't sound like high-quality cinema to me. This is so unbelievably awful, says Miranda. Just bad in almost every way possible. However, as I am a sucker for mythology and fantasy, I can still enjoy this. Plus, Steve Coogan is as Hades, which I imagine you're putting this here as a positive. I'm not sure given how you've constructed this review. What else do we got going here? I need something that will light me up. That'll light all of us up. That will allow us to all hotbox this Letterboxd thing, profile, and let us all get a little high. And things like saying, still as good as always, for Monty Python and the Holy Grail, doesn't do much for me. And yeah, a normal person would now give you some sort of reference to something that's said in Holy Grail, like farting in your general direction or some bullshit like that. Ooh, it's just a flesh wound. Ha 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 ha. Guess what? That tired ass shit wasn't funny in high school, and if you actually had proper comedy chops, you wouldn't need to rely on references. So guess what? As a superior cinephile, I'm gonna move on from that and not fall into your trap. Nice try. What's up next? What's up next? I'm seeing a lot of Hobbit bullshit that I'm not even gonna touch because apparently you're so into mythology and folklore that I'm sure you overrated those goddamn movies. Huh. A 2-star review for the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Might be a little much. Incredibly mid. Looks nice and is refreshingly unpolitical for a film these days. Uh-oh. Miranda doesn't like political films. I think we just found a Tucker Carlson fan. However, it really confuses me why they haven't aimed this at adults more. Most kids nowadays probably don't have much of a love for Mario compared to 90s and 2000s kids. Why doesn't this have any comedy for adults? This is a question that Miranda is asking in the year 2023, when the Nintendo Switch is a bestseller and every child 5 years and up demands it so they can play some Super Mario bullshit that has just been a rehash of some game that came out 20 to 30 years ago. And guess what, Miranda? Nintendo knows that they don't need to cater to adults for this film because everyone who gives a shit about Mario probably has kids and is probably being dragged to the theater to see it anyways. Bad take, you suck, let's move on. But I think actually, when I say move on, let's just not do that. Let's take a look at Miranda's likes. I don't think that we've ever done that before in a roast, have we? What are the films that Miranda has liked, thrown a little hard onto? I wonder what could be here. And you know what? Remember that thing that I just said about Miranda possibly being a Tucker Carlson fan? And for those of you who don't know, congratulations, you live a very normal life. Tucker Carlson is a big old piece of shit right-wing racist, white nationalist, piece of shit. Did I say piece of shit twice? I probably meant to. And what do we have here right at the bottom of this liked list? Oh, it's a movie about society. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. It's The Joker. My God. Confirmed. I can't even believe that it was so easy. And once again, I need to remind all of you, I do not rehearse this. This is all live. This is all improv. I'm going from these things to these things because the A to B to C that you give me exists. I am just seeing the pattern that is there. There's nothing special about what I'm doing. I'm just telling you the truth. And that almost might have been a Tucker Carlson impersonation if I knew what he fucking sounded like, because as soon as he speaks, I just hear static and pain in my head. So I stop. If you do watch Tucker Carlson, please stop. Actually, I guess Fox beat you to the punch. Don't use Twitter is what I'm saying. So, what else do we have here that gets a big old heart? A big old heart. A bunch of films that I guess are only 3-star worthy, which is kind of weird. Like, those are probably fine movies, but if it was me doing this profile, you know I do things a little bit differently. Let's see here. You got The Thing. That's good. You got Love Actually. That's a good Christmas movie. If you're into romantic comedies, which not a lot of people are. Don't really know if there's a joke there. I guess mostly when I look at these, I see some good movies. I Lost It. The Fire is out. I know that Knox is super happy that Rope is here because it's a queer movie, even though I keep forgetting that fact. And there you go. All of these films are probably okay, except for Alice Through the Looking Glass. Wait, isn't this the fucking sequel? That's bad? Yeah. What? No, get this out of here. Why is this here? That shit's probably as bad as like the Nutcracker and the Five Kingdoms or whatever that bullshit movie was called with Keira Knightley. Boo earns. Boo 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 earns. All of the modern 8 movies? I mean, yeah, one of those is fine. And also the birds are here, so I can't say too many bad things about it. Although I guess if I'm doing my proper heel persona, I could figure out a way of making fun of a movie that is very near and dear to my heart. Hey Miranda, guess what? A lot of those birds in the birds were fake. You like fake movies. Did you know that? I bet you didn't even know that the apes in the Planet of the Apes trilogy, the modern one, computer graphics. I just blew your fucking mind, didn't I? Whoo! I can smell the smoke coming up from your brain short-circuiting. All right. I need to put some in the tank. Save some in the tank for other people here. You also don't have any watch list movies, Miranda, so how am I supposed to recommend stuff to you? Because that's also a rule. That's also a rule with these super chats. If you do super chat, you get a movie recommendation based off your watch list, but there's nothing. There's nothing here. So what am I supposed to do? I don't know. Miranda, what's get in the chat quickly, Miranda. Get in the chat right now. Tell me a movie other than Hook. Wait, no. What's a film that you've seen recently where you thought to yourself, hey, that's different. I want to see more films like that. Tell me, and I'll just take a quick look at the chat and see what's going on here. Did you mean Bulbasaur Canadagram? Is that meant to be? I don't even know what that's a reference to. Benedict Cumberbatch? Is that what people say is Benedict Cumberbatch's name? Come on now. I don't know what it is, but when TJ starts talking about the film scores, I actually laugh so hard I die. Really? I have that power? Wait, are you dead now? Quick, someone go save Paul. You went too easy on Percy Jackson ratings because I don't know that movie. My taste is so refined that I don't bother with bullshit teen films for the most part. God, I just love hopping in and out of the roasting. Holy shit. My God, Jack, what the fuck was that? Thank you. Thank you so much. Shit. Y'all should listen to the Live Through This whole, also any movie recs for Pride Month, Mr. TJ Sir. God damn, Jack. God damn. First of all, don't listen to Hole. Listen to Nirvana's first record, Bleach. That's the first thing. The second thing, thank you so much for a $50 donation. Is there anyone that you want me to roast for that? I'll do anything. I'll roast anybody for that. God damn. Show me fucking President Bill Clinton's Letterboxd and I'll roast it for 5 hours straight. I mean, not 5 hours straight. Any movie recs for Pride Month, Mr. TJ, sir? So off the top of my head, that's going to be a little bit difficult because not enough of you have liked the live stream yet, but I will try my best. So in terms of queer cinema, you do have some of the big ones like Paris is Burning, which is a very good documentary about voguing in the New York scene in the 80s, I believe. There is also a film called Tarnation. It is a low-budget documentary that I think won an award at Sundance, if I remember correctly. And that is a documentary where a kid basically filmed themselves using the camera on their iMac and cut it all together and basically created this collage or this montage of what their life is like living as a queer kid who doesn't have a lot of money, who's got family problems and things like that. Brent is suggesting Bros. I haven't seen Bros, but I did see a Canadian film called Brother recently, or Brothers, I can't remember for sure, directed by Clément Vigo. And that is a film about two brothers, if you can guess, growing up in Toronto, one of whom is gay and who is somewhat affected by that, trying to navigate masculinity in a time period when when a lot of people, well, pretty much society as a general, thought that, gay men are effeminate or they had to be effeminate, and he had to navigate projecting masculinity and being a gay man in the 1990s, I think, late 1990s in Toronto. So yeah, Brother by Clément Vigo, that's a good one. God, there's probably so many. But I'm a Cheerleader, but I'm sure you all know about that film if you've ever seen a queer film or heard about queer cinema before. Oh, geez. Why don't I just turn to the internet to help me out here? Now that we're done roasting Miranda. Queer canon. Let's see what we got. What's in the queer canon? Give me a list. 90 films coming to us from someone named Eric. Sure. Can I actually recommend any of these films? Oh, I'm going to recommend Some Like It Hot. You gotta watch this movie. This is one of the best movies ever made, God damn it. You get Tony Curtis and Jack Lemmon essentially cross-dressing to fit in with a bunch of women, and one of those women is Marilyn Monroe. This is an all-timer, one of the best comedies ever made, And considering the time period that it came out, it's surprisingly sensitive to issues of representation and things like that. So that's a good one. That's a great one. Are there any here that I even recognize? I know there's probably not a lot. I've heard of Cruising. I've never seen it though. The Al Pacino film. This is just exposing me for being not very good at knowing queer films. Paris is Burning. There's one that I talked about already. Doom Generation. This one just got released on the Criterion channel, and I believe Criterion's going to be releasing it. It just got a recent restoration. I desperately want to watch that. It's by Greg Araki. The Watermelon Woman is another one, and actually just got name checked on Yellow Jackets, although that would have been a long time ago because I just finished season 2 of Yellow Jackets. So there you go. But that's another good one. Beau Travail. This one is in the top 10 of the Sight and Sound top 100, so that's probably worth a watch. Mysterious Skin is another Greg Araki film that I've heard a lot about. Moonlight, of course. Best Picture winner Moonlight is an absolute must if you haven't seen it. Like, look at it. Look at this. Over 1.1 million people have already seen this. Number 176 on the Letterboxd top 250. That's you got to do that one. You got to do that one. God, is there anything else here that I recognize or that I know? I mean, Portrait of a Lady on Fire, of fucking course. You guys don't need me to tell you to go watch Portrait of a Lady on Fire. Goodness grief. Go watch Portrait of a Lady on Fire if you haven't already. Probably one of the greatest queer films of all time, although maybe don't take my word for it, a straight man who hasn't seen a lot of queer cinema. But yeah, there's a lot out there, and lists like this are a great place to start, so please go check it out. And just go check out any list about the queer canon or queer cinema on Letterboxd. You're probably going to find lots of cool stuff. Also, I think, Jack, I'm going to go to just your profile in general. I roasted you, I think, last week, so I don't even know what new material could possibly be there. But you know what? I'm just going to go through your watch list and maybe shout out a couple of films as well. And I'll go back through the chat again. My God, so much good stuff. So, Jack, you haven't seen But I'm a Cheerleader. What the fuck, dude? What the fuck, bro? What's going on here? Also, shout out for having Zed and All That Jazz up there. I mean, these are basic. I think some of these are just films that I have recommended for you. In fact, did I not recommend most of these to you like last week? Life of Oharu, definitely. Laura, Devi, Battle of Algiers, Sans Soleil, All That Jazz. Like, those all sound like movies I would recommend to people. Beyond that, there's not a lot of films here to choose from. Sound of Metal is a must. This is a film that I very much identify with because I am a person who has tinnitus, which if you don't know, that means I have listened to so much loud music over the years that I have permanent hearing damage. It's not that bad. That's not the reason why I shout at you guys all the time. It's because of your bad film takes. It's only because of your bad film takes. I just realized that I'm not showing this yet. But yeah, the main character in this film also has tinnitus, and they are a drummer in a heavy metal band. I was a bass player in a heavy metal band. Similar past, except mine ended, and I was able to salvage my hearing. And I can still hear 90-95% of everything I'm supposed to. I just have a constant ringing in my ear, FYI. And this is a fantastic film. Won the Oscars for Best Sound Design and Best Cinematography. Best Editing. And is an absolute must-watch film. Super great. Riz Ahmed is awesome in it. There's some good music in it. Watch that movie. Also, you should watch Passion of the Joan of Arc. And you should watch Eyes Wide Shut. And you should watch... it's weird to say go watch Night of the Living Dead. It's a goddamn classic. You can watch for free on YouTube right now. So go watch that too. Decision to Leave is super fucking good. Harry Carey is supposed to be one of the best films of all time. I think it's number 5 on the Letterboxd top 250. You don't get that high if you're a bad film. Also, we have films here like Perfect Blue, which is fantastic. The original Frankenstein is dope as hell. That is a 1931 film that I will die for. I will die on the hill of it being a good one. Go watch it. I'm suddenly starting to get into my Rush Limbaugh phase, except it's about film recommendations and, not hating people. So, yes, bang, Frankenstein, go see it. And yeah, there's other good films in here, but those ones that I mentioned out loud, those are the ones that I think are the dopest and the greatest. What the hell is going on here? Oh yes, Miranda, I promised you a recommendation. Okay. So recent watches that I love that I want more of: Angel Heart, Prisoners, Catch Me If You Can, and LA Confidential. So Prisoners and LA Confidential are sort of simple. If you really enjoyed Prisoners, then you would probably like Denis Villeneuve's film Sicario. Do not watch the sequel, but I think you would enjoy Sicario. As far as LA Confidential goes, that film is very much in conversation with noir films that have come before it. I think an obvious jumping off point, as much as I hate to say it, would be Polanski's Chinatown. And then you can get into some of the more 1940s noir films like The Big Sleep, although that one has a bit of a confusing plot line that was then lifted for The Big Lebowski, The More You Know. There's also, oh God, I just had like Maltese Falcon, Double Indemnity. Double Indemnity is a must. You gotta watch that. But yeah, I think if you were to look up like a list where it's like top noir films in the 1940s, whatever the top 3 films are, it's probably going to be Double Indemnity, Sunset Boulevard, and maybe something else. Those ones are the ones you should watch because those are the films that LA Confidential is very much in conversation with. It's not going to be exactly the same, but it's close. Catch Me If You Can, I have no idea what I could possibly recommend for that. And if anyone else in the chat has any other things to add in, please do so. Yes, Portrait of a Lady on Fire is amazing. My favorite Hitchcock movie is The Birds currently. I really, really enjoy that film. Cruising Rules, Handmaiden is fun for pride. Dude Generation is playing right now next to me. Hell yeah, Paul. Funeral Parade of Roses, The Child's Hour, Watermelon Woman, says Dan for queer films. Hell yeah. Yellow Jackets is so awesome. And then we danced. We did indeed. Hitchcock movie, I already answered that. Roast me again. Get in line, Anna. Funeral Parade of Roses, great call. But I'm a Cheerleader is a masterpiece. Miranda got rid of messages, I guess. So did Dr. Nova. What are you guys trying to hide from me? Didn't turn out the way I want to, but I'll figure it out tomorrow. Wait, what? Also, I don't know if you've ever seen the 70s LOTR, but recently purchased a real cell from the film signed by the director. If you're a fan, I highly recommend buying. God damn. That's ridiculous. I don't have anything like that, but that's pretty cool. I'm wearing my Night of the Living Dead bucket hat right now. Bucket hat? What? Detective Pikachu is my favorite noir film. Fair. Very base take. Very base take. Oh my goodness. What a way to start off the live stream. Jesus. Jesus. I don't even know what to do anymore. I'm frazzled. I'm frazzadazzled. Goodness gracious. I guess I better get back into the groove of things and start roasting people again. But first, announcement time. So, first of all, this is not going to be the only live stream for this week. I will also be live streaming on Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I will be doing roasts. I am trying this out. I'm going to see what kind of audience is going to be coming in on a Friday afternoon. Maybe people just hanging out, chilling in the afternoon. Maybe some more of the European crowd can show up or watch at a reasonable time. But yeah, I'm going to try it out, see what kind of audience we can get, and we'll see what happens. Probably going to stream for about 2, 3, maybe even 4 hours. And yeah, that's one announcement. The other is that for those of you who may have been subscribed to my Patreon account at the indie level, that level no longer exists. Now, what that means is that I have added a new level of channel membership to the YouTube channel, this channel right here that you're on. And so if you want to become a channel member at the, I guess, $4.99 level, then you will get access to an exclusive live stream every month where I will talk about every single film that I have seen in the last month, and I will rate it and I will rank it and I will tell you my thoughts on all, like usually 20 to 25 films that I see for the very first time in that month. If you don't want to do that, that's okay. There's a $1 level, and if you don't want to do that, that's okay too. When it comes to support, the best thing you can ever do for a channel is just to watch and to interact and to like and to comment and all that good stuff. So, it looks like Dory is just giving out... oh wait, Dory just became a member for 4 months? Thank you, Dory. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And that's sort of underlining what I'm talking about. So if you would like that, If you would like that, you can check it out, channel membership below. And if you are a Patreon member and you're like, what the fuck? Just cancel. Just cancel it. Like, I'm not trying to double dip you. I'm not trying to, as much as I'm sure that some of you would love to be double dipped by me, you freaks, I'm not trying to take your money. Please cancel and get off the Patreon. It's just not a good way to grow any sort of community for me right now. YouTube seems to be a lot better, and that's why I'm making this change. And there's Jack saying, I like getting double dipped. Well, you gave a pretty good super chat, but you didn't give that good of a super chat. You didn't give a double dip super chat, let's say that. And I will never reveal the cost of that. It's probably infinite money. Okay, what kind of roast you doing on Friday? Letterboxd roasts. What kind of roast do you think? I only do one kind of roast. And this will also help me get through the list a little bit faster. And also, but at the same time, it's probably just going to lead to more people signing up. So I'm probably just making this harder for myself. That's what she said. I hate myself. Not as much as I hate MediaManiac, though. That's right. Enough grandstanding, enough asking for likes, enough giving you channel announcements. It's time for a goddamn roast, the thing that you're goddamn well here for. How many times can I say goddamn in a live stream? Someone start counting. I'm probably on 13 and a half. And so, when I look at MediaManiac, what do I do? What do I think? What can I possibly expose about this person? How about a general sense of loathing? Do you want to know why? Do you want to know why I loathe MediaManiac? It's this goddamn profile picture, and it's not for what you think. You're probably looking at that and saying, oh, I guess TJ doesn't like old school Godzilla movies. You're wrong. The original Godzilla is dope as hell. But you know what I see when I look at this? Joy. Look at the joy on Godzilla's face. Look how happy he is. He's jumping up and down. He's having a great time. The absolute opposite of what I'm feeling right now when I have to look at all of your stupid profiles. My God, can I please be released from this sweet hell that I have created for myself? Ah, Godzilla, if only I could be you, happy. But beyond that, there's probably other things that we could say about MediaManiac's profile. And no, I can't say anything about Godzilla now. I've already said that it's a good film. But then here they come in right after that with a bunch of basic ass film takes. Oh my God, I really love Raiders of the Lost Ark, one of the greatest American action films ever made. I'm so cool and original. Oh my God, I also really love Star Wars, one of the best science fiction films ever made. I'm really cool and original. And of course, we get The Mist, which is super depressing, and the ending of that film kind of reminds me of how I feel during these roasts. That's right. I'm not even going to spell it out for y'all because it would probably get me demonetized. Oh dear. I didn't even drink any carbonated beverages and I'm already burping hatred. Ugh. I hate burping hatred. It tastes like banana medicine. Okay. What else is going on here? You've had some interesting recent activity. Summer with Monica, a Bergman classic, an underrated Bergman classic, I would say. Transformers Rise of the Beasts, a movie that I have no care to see, except I'm still going to try to figure out a way of making content out of it because I'm that bitch. Then you've got Hereditary at a 5 stars, and the thing that I can finally make a joke out of, Hobgoblins. And what joke could I make about Hobgoblins, a film that you correctly gave a 1.5 star to? Well, I think the joke is going to be that I think this is a family portrait of you and one of your loved ones. You got this at Walmart. When you were visiting Walmart, you probably walked barefoot into Walmart and then got this picture taken of you and a loved one. That must be great for you. I hope you enjoyed your vacation. And then we move on to the next part of this, which is probably going to be looking at other things like lists, because that's about all MediaManiac has given me. Oh my God, they ranked the Godzilla series. Does this have like the super obscure bullshit things, like when that giant baby fights Hercules or whatever the fuck it was? Or maybe the giant baby was Hercules? There's definitely a film where Godzilla fights Hercules. I know that for sure. Is it here? Is it here? It's not here. How do you not have Godzilla vs. Hercules, that all-time classic? You've got Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2, which says to me that you're somehow the most patient person in the world, but you're wasting those talents on watching absolutely ridiculous films. Ooh, wait, Gamera series. Wait, who did Hercules fight? Was it Gamera or was it Godzilla? This is where my snobbery fails me. And then you have other fun little lists like Indiana Jones series ranked, which correctly has Kingdom of the Crystal Skull in last place. So guess what? Winner, winner, chicken dinner. A Scream series where you correctly have Scream in first place, and Scream 2 is ahead of Scream 4, then Scream 6 is ahead of Scream 5. Sure, you know what? I think that's actually pretty accurate. Good for you. You've done your homework. My top 10 19 favorite films. Nice to see that someone finally has rated these in line with their top 4. You remember those profiles that we occasionally see where people are like, these are my top 4 films, and you go into like their top 100 films of all time ranked list, and they've got way different films in the top 4 of that, and then in the chat they're like, oh my god, TJ, I'm so sorry. I'm so embarrassed right now. I just haven't updated it. Well, guess what? Guess what? MediaManiac is here putting the goddamn work in. 14 and a half. So what else is in this list of 19 favorite films? Gamera 2? Gamera 2 is one of the 19 best films in your opinion. What? It looks like it's fighting another member of your family if that portrait was anything to go off of. What else is even going in here? The thing, okay, hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a second. I know I'm being harsh. I know I'm being unkind to you, but you put The Naked Gun ahead of Blade Runner. You put a spoof of Lethal Weapon ahead of Blade Runner. A seminal, important, classic American film that came out in 1982. The Naked Gun is ahead of that. A film that has breathtaking production design, performances, scripts. And that is worse than The Naked Gun. What? Also, you just have like Peter Jackson's King Kong here, and it's like, what the hell, dude? I know you're into kaiju movies, but even you must have some sense of taste. I feel like I need a shower after looking at this. I probably need a shower anyways. Leslie Nielsen is hot, to be honest. Yo, what the fuck? What the fuck is a kilometer? Who said kilometer? I didn't say kilometer. Jesus. Everyone calm down. All right, let's take a look at the films that MediaManiac has been going hard on. First, from the low end. Jaws 3D, half star. Okay, not gonna argue. Bio Broly, why are you watching bullshit Dragon Ball Z movies? Good lord, don't you have enough things to do? Enough bullshit kaiju movies to watch? Now you gotta waste your time with bullshit Dragon Ball Z movies? Gross. Also, shout out for having Quantum of Solace at 1 star. Quantum of Solace at 1 star. You do have some semblance of taste. I take it all back. I don't see anything here that's like jumping out at me as being like ridiculous though. Like, you know, the real ridiculous ones that we sometimes see. A lot of Dragon Ball Z movies, though. You're like me when I was 15 and my local video store had those movies, and so I rented them and I pretended to like them because Dragon Ball Z was somehow the coolest thing that I was able to achieve at that time in my life. Hey, look, it's all the 5-star movies. Anything here that we don't want to be here? I don't know. Probably. My God, it's so weird when I see like some of these films like, oh, Hereditary and Children of Men, like, great, you're watching films from the 21st century, and then you just have it happen one night. You know how many times I've seen a film from the 1930s get a 5-star review from anyone on this site? I think it's exactly 3, and that's it. That's all. So once again, good for you. But then I realize as I see some of the other films that are rated 5 stars, Seven Samurai, some are Interlude, The Maltese Falcon, Citizen Kane, King Kong, 12 Angry Men, Vertigo. It's just, you know, and I hate to waste it. But basic Criterion bitch stuff. It's just basic Criterion bitch stuff. That's what you're doing. And you know what? I just realized that if I ever get into the Criterion closet, I am going to call myself that. I am going to say, all right, time for me to do some basic Criterion bitch stuff and then take out the Wong Kar-wai box set and the Fellini box set and gleefully put them in my bag. And that's going to be a fun time for me. Yeah, but Speed is 4.5, so it's okay. I think I have Speed at a 4.5. That movie rules. That's a dope fucking movie. Speed is great. I think that's about it. All right, Media Maniac. There you go. And hello to all of you who are just joining in right now. Don't worry, the roasting will continue. I'm on a roll. I'm feeling good. I'm sweating my goddamn balls off, but that's okay. So if you want to get roasted, you know what you got to do? Comment on the list in the link below. You know what you're supposed to be doing, so goddamn go do it. 15.5. And if you want to get roasted and you think to yourself, oh man, there's no way I'm going to get roasted today, come back on Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's right. We're doing 2 roast live streams in 1 week. Just as a test, just to feel it out, just to see what happens. And while you're, setting up your schedule, like the goddamn live stream. Or like I said before, I'm going to burn your house down and pee on your ashes with vinegar pee. The worst kind of pee. So what do we got going on in chat over here? That was awesome. You're welcome, Timmy. Had a fun time doing that. I have watched all MCU movies. I imagine you're saying binged watched. And maybe try watching something else now. Something better. Please. So nice, just got here, and TJ said hi. Charlie, that was for you specifically. I have telekinesis. Not telekinesis. Telepathy, you dummy. I'm talking to myself there. And I know when certain people hop in, so when I say hi to whoever just got in here, I was saying it specifically to you. Yep, that's right. Been as in trash watched. Good joke? Wait, you don't get it, do you? It's an audio where a dude shouts, what the fuck is a kilometer with gunshots and eagle sounds, USA? Oh, I see. For queer history, Bride of Frankenstein is brilliant. Frankenstein's ex-boyfriend for college comes back to make monsters together. Oh, I never thought of Bride of Frankenstein as a queer film. Cool. There's another good one. Awesome. You the mist. My profile picture reflects how constantly sad that I am. You're a vegan. Why are you hating on an animal who's just being happy? Because I am lying most of the time when I'm roasting someone. Y'all haven't figured this out yet, have you? I feel like I've been very clear about what it's like when I'm roasting people. I'm not saying things that I believe. I'm saying things that I think are funny. There's a big goddamn difference. Is it possible you meant Son of Hercules versus Medusa? That's all I can find. That's probably it. Hey TJ, new watches. Distant 04, Elmer from 2000, Wonderful World of Puss in Boots 69. What? DreamWorks was around in 1969? Nice. Cats Don't Dance, Romance in Manhattan, Singles, Only You, Happenstance, and Sexy Beast. I've heard Sexy Beast is good. I've heard it's a good movie. You know what else is good? God damn. I just need a second. Oh, man. Whew. All right. You know what else is good? The Luke... Fuck. I was about to say the Luke of roast. But how about the roast of Luke! ! That's right, everyone. Every time you say his name, you have to yell it. You have to be excited. He needs you to sound excited when you see him, because normally people, when they see him, are kind of like, oh no, it's Luke. I'm sad now. But if he puts an exclamation mark in his name, then hey, it's all fine. And you know what? I do make it a rule in these roasts to not go after people's physical appearance, because that's just not something that a lot of people can control. It's just how you are, and you shouldn't feel ashamed about that. But you know what you should feel fucking ashamed of, Luke? How about the fact that you're wearing a Cleveland baseball team jacket that's a little bit dated? It's a little bit old, Luke. It's kind of like the team is called the Guardians now, and they changed the name of the team for very specific reasons, Luke. Maybe get on the fucking train, my guy. Also, congrats to you for holding a boom pole. I have also held that exact same boom pole, and getting that thing out to full extension is a bitch. So, respect. But that's the last of it. That's the last of the respect. You want to know why? Luke? Just every time, pretend I'm putting an exclamation mark on the end because I don't have the energy to keep up with what he expects from me. Luke here, according to him, and this is probably all lies, who knows? Everyone lies on the internet, even you. Luke is 18. Gross. And they are a college student. Grosser. I took a couple of film classes, so I'm super qualified, guys. And let's be real clear about what that means. Took a couple of film classes. If Luke is 18, then that means at best, he went to college when he was 17, which means the film classes that he's taken are just basic film studies 101. The kind of thing where you show up on day one and the professor's like, well, everyone, here's Citizen Kane. And then a bunch of people who don't know anything in the back of the goddamn class start complaining about how they're not watching The Dark Knight because they think that they already have the best goddamn film sense in the world, 16 and a half, and they don't learn anything. And maybe Luke is one of those people. Let's look through their profile and find out how super qualified they actually are. Considering they've only seen 340 films, I don't think that he's that super qualified. And I know he's saying it as a joke. Once again, I'm a bad guy. And so, Luke's favorite films. I think with most of these, he's actually trying to confuse people about how old he is. You can see here very plainly The Matrix, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and Reservoir Dogs. Films from 99, 1986, and 1992, respectively. I think most of those are right. And Luke, obviously, was born in the 21st century. He was not alive when 9/11 happened. And he wants me to believe that his favorite films came from before the wonderful magical time of Millennium. Well, I don't buy it for a goddamn second. Especially since they have the Grand Budapest Hotel down here. Now there's a film that I can understand. Luke here is very young, as I mentioned, which means he's very much into very bright, flashing, shiny colors. And the Grand Budapest Hotel, if nothing else, is really goddamn colorful. Do you know what film is not? The Matrix. They literally tinted it green and made it darker. And then they took other parts of the film and tinted it blue and made it darker. And then you have Ferris Bueller's Day Off, which could barely be considered a Technicolor film, and Reservoir Dogs, which I'm pretty sure was shot on 16mm and not a very cheerful 16mm. So no, this is bullshit. Luke is stunting on all of us. They're trying to impress us, and I don't buy it. And you know what else I see coming in from Luke? Not a very discerning fellow. The Recent Activity, we can all just see it laid out here. Inglourious Bastards, 5 stars. Across the Spider-Verse, 5 stars. The Ballad of Buster Scruggs, 4.5 stars. That's an average of like 4.8, 4.95. Who knows how to do math across 3 films? But then they try to convince us that they might actually know what they're talking about by giving a fucking Disney Pixar short a 3.5 star. But I ain't buying it, Luke. Not a goddamn bit. Which means we must now go into the list to find even more evidence, to find out just how bullshit Luke actually is. Ah, yes, there it is. A Wes Anderson ranking and a Quentin Tarantino ranking. Where's the Stanley Kubrick ranking, Luke? If you're going to try to convince me you're a film bro, you gotta have a Stanley Kubrick ranking that probably has The Shining in number 1, or maybe, just maybe, Dr. Strangelove if you're feeling freaky. But I don't think that's the case. Also, why are there 5 films in the Reservoir Dogs list? Everything related to Quentin Tarantino's 1992 directorial debut, Reservoir Dogs, on Letterboxd. Definitely one of my favorite movies of all time. So wait, what's the difference here between these things? Reservoir Dogs from 1992, Reservoir Dogs from 1991, Reservoir Dogs Revisited, so like a documentary, cool. Reservoir Dogs Playing It Fast and Loose, and Reservoir Dolls, which I can only assume is Reservoir Dogs, but like a remake done with dolls. Great. You've put a film that someone made in their basement with probably stop motion animation, and I bet it looks like ass. Wonderful. What are your notes on this? The original short film displaying a proof of concept of the full film, presented with the help of the 1991 Sundance Institute. Thanks a lot, Film Dictionary. Short documentary featured in the 15th anniversary edition DVD extras menu. It discusses the impact the film had and how it started Tarantino's career. Ah, yes, because the impacts of Reservoir Dogs were known that far after that soon after its initial release. Obviously, it certainly wasn't a puff piece meant to make the film seem better than it actually was. No, of course not. How could that be true? Then we've got Wes Anderson, my personal ranking of Wes Anderson films. It's his favorite director, don't you know? And I just gotta say, as a Canadian, it really grinds my gears every time I see favorite, and there's no goddamn you. But maybe I'm just a British piece of shit. So let's move on to actually looking at this list. And I don't know if you're actually a true Wes Anderson fan if you have Bottle Rocket all the way in last place. That's kind of like his first film, which means you should like it probably in his top 3 if you're trying to be like a real Wes Anderson fan. You know what I'm saying? A real fan would put Bottle Rocket in the top 3 because that's what people do when they usually list out the top films from a certain director. The first film usually makes it into the top 3 because that's how they show that they care about their maturity as an artist, or rather how their favorite director matured into who they are today by respecting where they come from. So, once again, bullshit list. I don't buy it. And guess what? You put The Life Aquatic below The French Dispatch, which just makes me want to spit everywhere, on everything. The monitor, the light, the microphone, the camera, this empty bottle from 2 weeks ago that I haven't gotten off my desk. I should probably clean. I want to spit on all of it because of that. God damn it, Luke. Also, once again, Darjeeling Limited over The Life Aquatic. Bullshit. Bullshit. And in fact, you can take the French Dispatch, turn it sideways, and shove it straight up your candy ass. Shout out to The Rock. French Dispatch should probably be 9th. I think it should be 9th. The French Dispatch is not good, and I think just a bunch of horny teenagers were really into seeing Léa Seydoux naked, and that's why it usually ranks so high on this list. Stop being so goddamn horny and actually learn something about film criticism before you start overvaluing the French Dispatch because you saw a couple of boobs. Good God. Why do I have to babysit these literal children on the internet? And what else is going on here? A Star Wars ranking? No, I'm not doing it. Fuck that. I actually have some self-respect today. So let's see what Luke has been doing. Bad or good, maybe. Cube 2 Hypercube, half star. American Psycho 2, half star. You also got The Last Airbender, Mulan. All right. They're fairly good about handing out the hatred. Love to see that. Rise of Skywalker, low down. Good for you. Good for you. But I just got a feeling there's got to be something here that I'm going to have a problem with. I think The Day After Tomorrow at 1.5 stars is a little low. I think that's a little low. I know it's a Ronald Emmerich film, and I know Ronald Emmerich is not the best, but Day After Tomorrow is like legit. It's like a legit disaster movie, a proper disaster movie. It's like 2.5 stars. Nothing to get angry over, but it's better than that. Also, I feel like based on some of these picks, like maybe I babysat you or something, because you have like the Power Rangers movie, and that's exactly the movie that I would show to like a 7-year-old if I wanted them to shut the fuck up for 2 hours. So maybe I somehow babysat Luke and he just turned into a Cleveland baseball fan somehow. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. And then what else we got going on here? Nothing once again that I'm going to get mad about. I know you guys probably want me to go off on him for giving The Last Jedi 3 stars, but hey, that's a lot better than what some of you have done, so I ain't going to do it. And then at the top end, are we just going to get basic shit, or there's going to be interesting things up here? A heist? What is this? A heist with Markiplier? Oh, no. Oh, I guess it makes sense that he wanted to get roasted by a YouTuber because he watches the movies of YouTubers. Gross. Real cinephile over here, right, everybody? No, actually not. Also got the complete series of Gravity Falls. Good for you, I guess, for putting actual TV series in here. Behind the Scenes at Daria. Great. Cool. Just checking out documentaries about TV series that existed before you were born. Fun times. Also, Shrek the 2 out of 5 star is just a no. It's just a no. And as always, I will remind you that it's because of the Buzzcock song that is covered in this film. This movie could have been perfectly okay. Also, I think it's quite transphobic, if I remember correctly. Or a bit transphobic. It's transphobic in some measure, and it has a bad cover of a Buzzcock song, which means it's like a 2 at best, maybe even a 1.5. And then it's just basic stuff that you would expect for someone who's just getting going, Star Wars, Terminator, The Matrix, The Shining, the Cowboy Bebop movie or series? It's the series. Of course it's the series. Sporky Donkey, or whatever the fuck his name is very disappointed in you, Luke. Very disappointed in you. Although Princess Mononoke is dope, so I guess you get a pass on that. And then is there anything else? No. I think that's all I want to say about Luke. That's the roast of Luke. Or should I say, Luke! Luke! I am the ghost of Obi-Wan Kenobi, Luke! You must kill your father! And then he chokes to death. Why so many shows? I don't know. Probably because he's substituting, cinema for TV, and he thinks they're, equal mediums or something like that. And they're not. All right. I'm sure my neighbors hate me right now. Harry Potter is a little low, perhaps. Incredible Hulk too low, perhaps. Star Wars is like the ever-present demon. Yeah, it never goes away. Leah Seydoux had cankles in Fresh Dispatch? What the fuck were you doing looking at her ankles, dude? Come on now. Moonrise Kingdom not being number 1 is the biggest crime? I disagree. It's an okay film, but it's not at the best for Wes Anderson. OTGW is goated? That sounds like a wrestling league of some kind. What are your thoughts on the movie card? I'm Canadian, so we don't have luxuries like that because we are run by a cinema monopoly known as Cineplex, who doesn't have to give us nice things in order to compete with other theaters because they own 70% of the theater market in this country. Just remember, everybody, every time someone tells you that Canada is great, it usually is, but in the case of corporations, Canada is literally just like 3 corporations in a trench coat. It's actually worse than America in a lot of ways. Our internet providers are a little bit better, but also it's an oligopoly, so it's also not good for us. Anyways, Canada, interesting country. I recommend it, but only because I don't know any better. Sometimes I fantasize about Bellatar just eating Wes and Tarantino alive and then taking over their careers like Kirby does to enemies. Wow. Paul out here just talking about cannibalism. It's not even the first time someone's talked about cannibalism on this live stream. Usually it's me. Usually I'm the one talking about cannibalism. But hey, I'm always happy to share that burden with people in the chat. Canada is real? Supposedly. Although I haven't gone outside to confirm that or not. I just woke up in this simulation and just assumed that everything in my existence was real, including my memories. But I probably should watch Blade Runner a bit more carefully, and that'll teach me a good lesson about believing your memories. What a good movie. Okay. Over the Garden Wall not being a 5 stars, hate him. Oh, Over the Garden Wall was OTGW, not a wrestling league. Over the Garden Wrestling. I am the Over the Garden Wrestling champion of the world. Oh my god. Am I going to be like this Friday afternoon when I live stream at 1 p.m. Eastern? Who knows? Hard to say. But I definitely will be more crazy if you hit that like button. Cha-ching. So, where do we move to now? Now that we're done with Luke, who's up next? Who's next on the chopping block? I honestly feel like I haven't taken a really good deep breath in over an hour. Has this just been one long run-on sentence? Oh my god, I don't even know. Those lists are so pretentious. My guy, Letterboxd is a site built off pretentiousness. That's the point. It's all pretentious. Do you know how Cortabita is on the match 16 winless streak? Huh? Speaking of cannibalism, have you ever seen or heard of Microwave Massacre? Thankfully, no. But unfortunately, you have piqued my interest, and I'm going to force all of you to come on this journey with me. Microwave Massacre. Alternative title. La Massacre del Microondas. Cool. Was that Spanish? So who's in Microwave Massacre that was directed by Wayne Burrick, who also gave us the classic The Naked Monster, title of my sex tape. And what can we say about Microwave Massacre? Construction worker Donald is having a hard time getting anything good to eat since his wife has decided to only cook gourmet foods. Oh my god. This whole film is built off of like that stupid stand-up comedy trope where a guy just bitches about his wife. You know, the my wife thing. That and her constant harping because causes him to snap. Oh my god. It's just that. It's just every 90s comedian trying to get off of Comedy Central and to get a proper like stand-up special, just being like, "Oh my god, my wife is the worst. Sometimes she tries to talk to me." So he whacks her. So he just kills her. So he just kills his wife. Somewhere in the confusion, he comes up with a new use for the microwave oven and begins to eat much better. Soon he's experimenting with different recipes and different meats. Wow. 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 You know what? If I ever have a proper indoor movie theater at my large palatial Hollywood estate that I eventually will own, I'm definitely not going to put this poster up. Fuck that. Y'all heard of the dead woman in a fridge trope? Well, I guess we got dead woman in a microwave tropes as well. Who's the guy in this, though? This dude, Jackie Vernon. Also known for being, oh my god, was he... No way. The guy who kills his wife because she was talking back too much and making him gourmet food is the voice of Frosty the Snowman from the original Frosty the Snowman animated special. You've gotta be kidding me. Yo, that was done in 69 and this was done in 79. I wonder if that was on his reel. Like, when he applied for this job, was he like, oh, you guys definitely want to hire me for the role of Donald in Microwave Massacre because I have such behemoth acting roles under my belt, such as Frosty the Snowman. That's right. Children love my voice. Please cast me as a fucking cannibal. Sometimes Hollywood is just the best thing in the world. Occasionally, they do hilarious things. Just hilarious things. Wait, what is Demon and the Mummy? The second of two... Oh, fuck that. It's TV. We don't care about TV on this channel. Let's get back to this view. I'm sweating buckets, but I feel great about it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. All right, so what do we got next? Who's up next? Who's up now? Ah, yes. This profile. All right. Let's just go for it. You guys get excited when I do that little, like, laugh, like, before I roast someone? Are you anticipating gold and silver and perhaps the occasional piece of bronze when I do that? We'll see. Because now it's time for the roast of Leo Warner. You know, the Warner brother that no one gives a shit about. And what do we have here as soon as we get onto their profile? A couple of things. A couple of fun things. Let's talk about them. The first is that this profile banner up here is from one of the Wallace and Gromit films. And I can only imagine that Leo here is pretending that they're this big old dude right here. This is Wallace, isn't it? And I feel like he is showing off his Letterboxd profile to me, this very unimpressed penguin who's kind of surprised that someone let him in through the front door. I honestly don't believe that you guys want me to roast you, but hey, I guess it's all a fun time. So, oh wait, Gromit is the tall guy? Well, fuck it, who cares? I guess I'm Gromit, whatever. And so that's cool. I think it's great that you want to show people your Letterboxd profile. Letterboxd profile? It's like broccoli. You get vitamin K from it. But instead of continuing to compliment you, being this goofy motherfucker, I'm instead going to pivot to talking about how your profile picture is a literal shitty Photoshop of Cad Bane from the Star Wars cartoons. Look at this. Look at this. The guy took this actual good-looking image from Star Wars The Clone Wars and put that really terrible, like, sue me filter on it from Photoshop in the heyday. What is even going on here? And so I have to wonder, like, what sort of persona are you trying to paint right now? I have already identified you as someone who's so happy to show off what's going on, but then you have a literal bounty hunter who hates everybody and kills people. So I guess maybe you're a sociopath and maybe I should treat you nicely because you're going to come kill me, but I don't think you can because also you're 14 years old. actual children. Okay, hold on, what's going on here? Bio. Often watch films with my mom and Lone 22 to my sister. And yes, you can all imagine me quoting Darth Vader right now, saying, "Sister, I desperately need to see if your sister has better taste in films than you." She's got After Sun, Grease, The Truman Show, and Clueless. And you've got Wallace and Gromit, Revenge of the Sith, Speed Racer, and Farmageddon. Guess what, kid? Your sister's cooler than you are. You suck. Do better. And what do we get from these top 4 films? I know people in the chat saying that this person's trolling, but I don't think they do. Remember the age. And let's see here. Wallace and Gromit, The Wrong Trousers, which I don't even think is a feature film. I think it's just a short. I have no confirmation on that at all. Why can't I go any further? Oh God, did this just lock up on me? It did, but it's back. Good thing I can talk quickly. 30 minutes long. Yep. Not even a film, Leo, but since you're so young and part of that wonderful TikTok generation that definitely won't kill the world, I suppose that's the best that we can get out of you. It also would explain why your favorite films are filled with such wonderful meme movies. You know, the movies that we definitely all thought were bad until they were memed into relevance. Both Revenge of the Sith and Speed Racer, both. Great. Wonderful. I love the children that want to get roasted on these sites. And I really just don't want to talk about Revenge of the Sith at all. And then we got Farmageddon, which I think is actually a movie, a feature-length movie. Yeah, I kind of remember watching this one when it was nominated for an Oscar and lost. Because that's what you're into, Leo. Loser films. Boo hiss onto you. And then we have your recent activity. More Shaun of the Sheep. My God, it's like you've suddenly discovered some part of a streaming service that no one else has access to. Is there like a Shaun the Sheep, Wallace and Gromit streaming service that no one knows about? Wallace Plus? Gromit Plus? W&G Plus? I don't care. I think they're all bad. I don't think they're all bad. Remember, everyone, I'm lying. And then you also have just more TV shows. The Clone Wars, Invader Zim, and this movie, which I believe I watched on an airplane. That's how important I think it is to the cinematic canon. And then we have even more reviews here. Pinned reviews of Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, 5 stars. What a surprise. A Clockwork Orange, 5 stars. That is a surprise. Hold on. I fucking love this. Holy shit, kid wrote a novel. Hold on a second. I love this. I fucking love this. A Clockwork Orange is a 1971 classic dark comedy drama film directed by Stanley Kubrick. This kid is literally writing essays that I would expect out of people in their first year of university in like Film 101, and that is not a compliment to anyone. This is the kind of shit that I had to mark when I was a TA. Oh my God, no one knows how to write anymore. Although I will say, considering you're only 14 and you're writing stuff like this, maybe there's hope for you. It responded to a novel of the same name by Anthony Burgess. Responded? It's not like the movie and the book were writing correspondence letters back and forth. It was adapted from the novel. Adapted. I feel like I'm about to mark your whole goddamn essay. And details the story of a violent juvenile delinquent in a dystopian future. Alex, played by Malcolm McDowell. That's wrong. That's not how sentences work. Despite its ultra-violence, the film is highly respected by critics and has become a cult classic in the years since its release. Now, you see here, when you call it a cult classic, I really wish that, like, people who have not studied film would not try to say definitive things like this in their essays. I'm turning into an actual TA now all of a sudden. And this kind of also stems from the thing I was saying last week and the week before, how I hate it. I actually hate it when people call something a masterpiece when they lack, like, context. When they've seen like 100 films and are like, this is clearly a masterpiece. You don't know shit. You don't know shit about movies. Stop calling things masterpieces. Rocco just got fed. And so when I see here, like, despite its ultra-violence, the film is highly respected by critics and has become a cult classic in the years since it's released. First of all, has it? Was that critical acclaim in spite of its ultra-violence. Probably not, because the ultra-violence is the point. And has it become a cult classic in the years since its release? What does cult classic mean in this instance? And I know you all think you know that there is one definition of a cult film, but no, there isn't. And in fact, the definition that I use is different from the classic one, because the classic definition that a lot of people use doesn't make any sense. Quick, someone in the chat. Someone in the chat. Define a cult film for me. Everyone in the chat, define a cult film. Let's see how many of you say the exact same thing. Everyone define cult film right now. Right now. And in the meantime, I'll keep looking through this profile. But define cult film. Define cult film. Everyone give me your definition of cult film. Let's see how much they actually line up. Let's now go look at the list of Leo Warner. 5 stars ranked. So all of his 5-star films ranked. Interesting. Charlie Brown Christmas. The House. Is this just another short animated film? Yep. Just kid stuff. Across the Spider-Verse, I guess, is 15th and worse than Kung Fu Panda. Interesting. Hold on a second. Blue Velvet? A 14-year-old watched Blue Velvet? I don't know if I'm impressed or afraid. Do your parents know that you watched that? Babylon? You watched Babylon? Yo. I think we might need to call Child Protective Services. I don't know if I would want a 14-year-old to be subjected to Tobey Maguire in Babylon. Maybe they only watched like half of Babylon. Maybe they think it has a happy ending. That's fucked. That's fucked up. I don't know. No. I am not about it. It also begs the question, like, kids 14 years old now, but there's every possibility that he watched City of God as like a 12-year-old, you know? King of Comedy is a 12-year-old. What is going on in this house? Jesus. No short films. Yeah, there are. We found one. Wasn't this a short film? Oh, it's 97 minutes. Well, shut up, TJ. You're a dummy. Everything Everywhere All at Once Last. I mean, everything this kid does wrong, you can just point to them being a kid. Star Wars ranked? Nope. What is this question mark list? Films that you, like, don't know about? Unedited footage of a bear? What? This is an unedited raw footage of a bear I filmed with my cell phone. I'm not sure what kind of bear it is. How does this have 18,000 views? This has more... Wait. Oh, Adult Swim. Okay, it's an Adult Swim thing. The hell? That has more views than like some of my videos. And I actually make good content. What's going on? Also, you shouldn't be confused about Click, The Amazing Spider-Man, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, Kick-Ass, or Adventure Time. Well, maybe Adventure Time. These films all make sense. The Fly is definitely a WTF film, though, so fair enough. Recommend me a film, and I'll rank them. Oh, wait, are people commenting on this? Yo, what should we comment? Well, oh, I know. Shit, no, I gotta be careful. I can't do something ridiculous. Although people recommended, like, Blue Velvet here. No, I feel like there's an obscenity crime here waiting for me, you know? As soon as we fall under fascist rule, this is what's going to get me locked up for obscenity. It's not all the obscenities, it's like telling a 14-year-old to watch Cannibal Holocaust or some shit like that. You know what? I'll do a Disney film. The Straight Story by David Lynch. Boom. It is a Disney film, so I feel fine recommending it. My DVD collection, don't care. Aardman ranked? Oh, I see. It's all those films. Ugh, lots of stuff. Has anyone given me their cult film definition yet? I wouldn't show a kid The House. It's not House. It's The House. It's a different film. Unidentified Bear is God. Donna. What? He has more interaction than your Letterboxd. No, he doesn't. I can prove it with data. Shut up. Wow, TJ, you can really hear the keyboard difference. I know, right? I got a new keyboard, guys, because my last one failed. I hope you all like the sounds of mechanical. Ooh. It's like Opal, an adult swim short that functions as an amazing short film. Okay. Missed opportunity to recommend him Freebirds. I don't know what that means. Cult movie equals a movie about a cult. Technically can't say that it's not true in a sense. You know what, Tess? You beat the system. Congratulations. Okay. Let's take a look at what this kid's got rated as a half star. What has earned the ire of a child? Cats, Tall Girl, Sherlock Gnomes, Gnome Alone, The True Story of Puss in Boots. Oh, that must be like a really terrible version. I thought I just saw the cat. Oh, look at this. Look at this. William Shatner. What are you talking about? I guess they got William Shatner in here. Is this like a French film and then they got William Shatner on the dub? That's ridiculous. Eternals. Ooh, didn't like Marvel's Eternals. Look at you. The Meg. The Meg's better than a 1-star film, guys. Come on. It has a giant shark in it. God damn it. A big, big shark. Also, Shrek Forever After. I see this pop up all the time now. Simpsons When Billy Met Lisa. Like, it's 4 minutes. It's a 4-minute thing that they did. It's just... I know that it's a good thing that short films are on this site. I just wish that people didn't give as much of a shit about these short films. Watch La Jetée, god damn it. 17 and a half? I've stopped counting. Romeo and Juliet, the Baz Luhrmann film. That might be accurate. You know what? Wait, is that the original Cinderella at 2 stars? Oh, what the hell, man? That's an animated classic. Get out of here. Get out of here. Also, this emoji film poster with the Criterion, the fake Criterion poster, that ain't fooling no one, man. You have to be ashamed that you watched it, just like everyone else who watched it. You can't hide. You can't hide behind it, Leo. Now that I'm saying Leo like that, I'm reminded of the character Leo from Twin Peaks. So here are the 5-star films. I think we already know what they are. What We Do in Shadows, Scott Pilgrim, Babylon, Kung Fu Panda 2, I guess. That seems out of place. I haven't seen Kung Fu Panda 2, but I don't think it's on the same level as Babylon. I don't think that personally. Also, they got Speed Racer. After Sun, though. It's not bad. It's not bad. The Shining, 5 stars. This kid's seen some fucked up shit for a 14-year-old. 7? 7. God damn. I don't know whether to be impressed or call the police. Also, Rope. Why is everyone watching Rope? So many of these profiles, they've got one Alfred Hitchcock film, and it's Rope, although I guess he also watched Rear Window. But why are so many people watching Rope? It's not even considered like one of Hitchcock's best films. It's like, I don't even know if I would put it in the top 10, honestly. Why are so many people watching Rope? Wild stuff. Man, I'm almost getting to the point here where I think I might be able to call this kid a basic Criterion bitch, except for the fact that he's got all these Kung Fu Panda films all over the place. To be fair, I watched horror movies when I was 7. Is that too young? Yes, but it shaped my taste. I mean, we've all seen a film before we should have, you know? Like, I was watching Aliens and Terminator but before I was 10 years old. And maybe that was a good thing. Maybe that was a bad thing. But, you know, I think there's a difference between watching Terminator 2 and watching A Clockwork Orange as a very young person. You know? It's probably because in Terminator 2 you get a story about, like, found family and love and compassion and friendship and being able to change the future, and that fate is not what you make or something like that. Whereas in The Clockwork Orange, there's a rape scene while someone sings Singing in the Rain or whistles Singing in the Rain, right? You know, there's a difference there. There's a difference. Assuming that his parents showed him these movies, I wish I had them as parents. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, it's easy to say that now, but like, I don't know. It's weird how YouTube videos are on Letterboxd while there's stuff not on Letterboxd I think should have. I mean, I'm pretty sure every single one of my live streams should be on Letterboxd, right? Do you think I should try to submit them? They're 4 hours long. They're probably more culturally relevant than anything Lars Van Trier has put out recently, so yeah, they should probably be on here too. Did he do Bully Mag yet? I didn't see that. The future is not set. There is no fate but what we make for ourselves. Right. No fate but what we make. Boom. Glad we can all agree. Also love the fact how there are no definitions for cult film. No one even wants to take a stab at it. The cult classic, A Cinderella Story with Hilary Duff, 1 star. Wow. True. But yeah, I think that just probably points to what I'm saying. Or maybe you guys just don't want me to rip apart your definitions of cult films. So I'll give you mine. Now that we're in the intermission, and I can properly tell you that I will be live streaming again this Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Letterboxd roasting all the live long day. Come back on Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and please like and subscribe now that I know there's a bunch of people in here. Anyways, my definition of cult films comes from an academic article that was published in the 60s, I think. Or no, published in the 80s, but I forget who wrote it. And it essentially defined a cult film as a film that has moments that exist outside of the narrative of the film in popular culture. And so some films, with that definition, you can probably understand why they're considered cult films. Evil Dead 2, for an example, is a cult film because people who haven't even seen Evil Dead 2, if you were to like hold up a chainsaw and say groovy, they probably would get it. You see what I mean? It has moments that exist outside of the context of the film that exist in pop culture. Casablanca is another great example of this. Play It Again, Sam. We'll Always Have Paris. That kind of stuff. Empire Strikes Back. Technically a cult film. No, I Am Your Father. Right? That's the same kind of thing. Films that have moments of themselves that live outside of the film. Right, but okay, so I see you saying Clockwork Orange is cult then, but like, what exactly are we talking about there? Like someone saying like My Little Droogs or something like that? I guess you could make that case. I think a definition for a cult film varies. Several films that are seen and loved by millions started off as a cult film. A Christmas Story, It's a Wonderful Life, I don't know why. Movies popped up first. So this is what I don't like though about this definition, because really we're just saying that it's a popular film that nobody has seen or that nobody watched, or that like wasn't popular at some certain point but now is popular. But you can also say that about any film that is released. You know, like a film is not popular until people have an opportunity to see it. And I'm being very stupid with my definition of words here, but I think it bears saying some of this out loud. If we just simply declare that a film is a cult film because it started as something that no one saw and became a film that everyone saw, or at least enough people have seen it, then all films are that, right? You know, the last Marvel film started off as a film that no one saw, and then a lot of people saw it. And then if you try to get into determining what the timeline then must be for it to be like a completely undiscovered film, then it doesn't make any sense either, because then you're drawing an arbitrary line in the sand and saying, oh, this is a cult film and this isn't a cult film, and then that line can move, which is why I like the definition that I use, because you can actually look at a film, look at how certain moments in it have been appropriated by different parts of pop culture, and see how that film can exist outside of itself. It's a more definitive yet also looser definition of it, which I kind of like. I like that about it. Silence of the Lambs immediately comes to mind, even though it gets misquoted. Yeah, that's another one. That's another good one. Any film that's largely misquoted, fava beans and a nice Chianti, that to me could also be an example of a cult film. But obviously there is also this sort of idea of a film that starts off, you know, it's shown on, like, I think Night of the Living Dead is probably a great version of what people normally assume is a cult film, you know? A movie that is shown on a couple of small screens, a couple of movie theaters, and then because it didn't have its copyright going for it, it gets shown in a lot of places for free, and people are like, oh, this is actually really good, and it sort of builds up over time. It's a film that was able to get popular through word of mouth. I think that's another like common definition that gets thrown around. A film that was basically not selected by the marketing machines of Hollywood or just cinema in general, but a film that was able to break through that noise because a lot of people just loved it and couldn't shut up about it. Like, that's another way that you can think about cult films, but I also don't know if that's a great way of discussing a cult film, right? Anywho, Scarface cult film? Yeah, I think that's valid. A cult film should be extremely divisive though, right? A film that can't enter the mainstream due to its otherness. But, you know, Evil Dead 2 has entered the mainstream. It's very much a mainstream film, especially when you talk about, you know, horror films in general. And, you know, it's probably one of the most famous horror films that exists. So I also wouldn't say that it's just I wouldn't say that it's a divisive movie or a controversial movie. That can also get thrown around as a way of defining a cult film. You know, Cannibal Holocaust is a cult film because it was banned in England and a bunch of other countries, but then its status was changed. And it can now be seen everywhere. Does that mean it's no longer a cult film because it's no longer banned in like almost every country in the world? That seems a little shaky to me. The Tuxedo is a cult movie. The Jackie Chan movie? What? I'm going to say no on that one. I'm going to say no. Okay. Ooh, everyone stretch. Oh, my back. Oh, my back. Oh, these are words you're going to be saying when you're old, like me. Malignant is a cult film, yeah? I mean, what's the part that lives outside of the film, though? I don't think Malignant is a cult film. I just think I think it's an underappreciated, perhaps underrated film, but I don't define it as a cult film. By my definition of a cult film, in any case. All right. I think that's enough talk about things outside of the premise of this live stream, which is, you know, the roasting. So why don't we get back to the roasting? This time it's the roast of Benjamin. And hey, look everyone, it's Robert De Niro playing the role of my disappointment in you all. Look at him. He hates the fact that he's at a funeral, and that's how I feel every time I get in front of this microphone. And they're going to try to throw you off the trail a little bit, throw you off the scent by having Bruce Lee here looking all cool and shit, being like, oh no, this is actually me. But no, this is him and me and all of us. Probably looking at Donald Trump getting indicted for the second time and maybe not ever going to jail because his stupid followers are probably going to kill people. This is us. Me IRL. Boy, wouldn't it be nice to post that on Reddit. RIP. So what do we got going on in Benjamin's life? Ooh, there's a bio. Let's read it. Hiya. I'm Benjamin and I love films. Golly gee willikers. I added in the golly gee willikers. That's just how I'm reading this. Still a ton I have to see. Literally every single person who uses this site could say that exact same thing. You know those people that we occasionally look at who've seen like over 20,000 films? They still have a lot to see. There are, no shit, over 800,000 feature-length films on this site listed, and that number is being added to every day. We all have a lot of films still to see. It's a literal never-ending journey. No one will ever get to the end of cinema. It ain't happening, folks. But we can't stray too far from this roast by talking about existential problems like not being able to watch all of the things that we like and how maybe that's not a problem, but a good thing. Because Benjamin wants us to know that his favorite director is, for some reason, in italics, Akira Kurosawa. And then we have a favorite scene, baptism in The Godfather, which is really many scenes stitched together into one scene. There's not really a joke there. I just kind of wanted to call that part out. And then their favorite ending, once again, favorite without the U. Fuck you. Hey, I'm going to put that on a t-shirt one day. Favorite without the U? Fuck you. Bam. Bam. It rhymes. It's alliterative. I'm so good at this. And also, why isn't It's a Wonderful Life italicized? You've got baptism italicized, but not the word in. And then The Godfather italicized. But then the entire film title of It's a Wonderful Life just gets shat on. Doesn't get formatted at all. Benjamin. Also, I feel like you want to be putting baptism in quotes here and not italicizing it. The TA-ness in me is coming out again. Maybe it's the TPA, the pain in the ass. That's what I am. And then we've got your favorite films, Benjamin. And I'm going to continue to be a pain in the ass because that's what you want. That's why you're here. And you've got The Irishman, which we just talked about up here. Me IRL. We get it. But then you also have The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, which probably is a good description of your dating history. It's a Wonderful Life, and Seven Samurai. And I guess we could just bring out that old goddamn horse and beat it a little bit more. Basic Criterion bitch. My God, we have had so many of those in this stream. I know for a fact that Seven Samurai and The Irishman are in the Criterion collection, and I bet that if Criterion could throw down those fat dollars, they would get The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly and It's a Wonderful Life in the collection in a snap. These are some of the most well-known films of all time. And I am including The Irishman in that because it did get a big old goddamn marketing push from Netflix, which is, as you might be aware, one of the largest media companies on the planet. So, yeah, I feel pretty safe in that assessment. I also think it's kind of funny here how, like, the kid's favorite director is Akira Kurosawa, but Seven Samurai is in fourth place. His favorite scene is from The Godfather, doesn't rank at all. And then his favorite ending is A Wonderful Life, which is only third on here. So, like, The Irishman is not directed by his favorite director, doesn't have his favorite scene, and doesn't have his favorite ending. But I guess that means it's good for first place. Congratulations. Martin Scorsese, you finally did it. You've won your Oscar, even though I know that you've won another Oscar. Roasting the Italic is so on point. This is the thing about being like a heel in wrestling. Everything is bad and stupid, and I'm here to tell you that. Kind of like how this person has seen films like The Lost Weekend and rated it 3.5 stars. Is it a movie that I've seen? No. Is 3.5 stars too much and or too little? Of course, because this person doesn't know anything about film history, and I'm going to prove it by going in on The Lost Weekend and finding out what it is and making fun of the fact that this person sucks. So, The Lost Weekend, hey, guess what? Directed by Billy Wilder, one of the all-time best American directors from that time period. Done a bunch of movies that a bunch of you chuckleheads probably haven't even seen before. Films like Sunset Boulevard, The Apartment, Some Like It Hot, and Double Indemnity. Right there, that top four, you have a very, very good argument to make for the 4 best films by a director of all time. Of all time. That's who we're talking about. So how dare you look at this Billy Wilder film from 1945 that stars such stalwarts as Ray Milland, who is best known for his work in Dial M for Murder and Sullivan's Travels, one of the all-time best screwball comedies ever, and featuring also Jane Wyman, who was in All That Heaven Allows, What Up Douglas Sirk, Hello, one of the best melodramas ever made, and I guess also known for The Lost Weekend as well. She was also in another Sirk film called Magnificent Obsession. Holy shit. And so you then, Benjamin, come in here to this movie that I have never heard of up until this point in time, and you gave it a 3.5 star, Benjamin? Do you want me to reach through this camera and slap the shit out of your face? Is that what you need me to do, Benjamin? Because you're on the right trail. You're cruising for a bruising, kid. My goodness. And you see, that's how you do good heel work. I knew nothing of that film. And then I just found out. You know what? I'm gonna step back a second. I'm gonna get back to roasting Benjamin. I should not be talking about what constitutes good heel work because I am not a pro wrestler. So I'm so sorry, actual professional wrestlers. I shouldn't be trying to teach people about things that you're much better at. I have so much respect for them as performers that I can't just do that. That's not very heelish of me, I know, but I just felt it just felt wrong. It felt wrong in the moment. Kind of like how every time I look at Benjamin's profile, I feel a little bit more wrong. Yeah, sure, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, definitely on the same level as High and Low, a film by your favorite director, Akira Kurosawa, Benjamin. Good Lord. Good Lord. All right, let's list it up. Let's get these listicles going. Spike Lee's Essential Film List. Okay, I don't think we need to look at that. Not because it's Spike Lee, but like, why couldn't I just Google that? Why am I looking at it in this list here? Great that you got 5 likes on it, I guess, if you care about things like that. Cliff Booth's top 5 favorite. Favorite without the U. Fuck you. Kurosawa films. So, who is Cliff Booth? Why do we care about Cliff Booth? Oh, in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Cliff ranks his 5 Kurosawa films Oh, it's Leonardo DiCaprio's character, right? Right? From Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? Oh my god. So this is just like Quentin Tarantino's top 5 films, even though there's 6 films here. What the fuck? Oh, it's Brad Pitt? Brad Pitt is Booth? Look, if you watched that movie enough to know the names of the characters, you're a nerd. You're just a nerd. Vacation movies ranked. I don't think I've actually seen any of the Vacations except for maybe Christmas Vacation. Stanley Kubrick frames. Oh, wait. Can we define? Yeah, okay. Remember earlier on like a previous roast on Today where I was like, hey, look, this person's just short a Stanley Kubrick list and they'd be a full-on film bro. Well, we've got Quentin Tarantino favorite films, Martin Scorsese favorite films, Edgar Wright favorite films, David Lynch favorite films, Stanley Kubrick favorite films, and Spike Lee favorite films, or essential list. So they're not giving us the list of what they think is actually the best from these directors, but just trying to, steal that valor from all of these directors. Like, has this person seen any of these films? I have no idea. Maybe they're using them as watch lists. But you know what it is? You know what it absolutely is? Fucking film bro behavior. Absolute film bro behavior. What are Martin Scorsese's favorite films? Citizen Kane, Ashes and Diamonds, 8.5, 2001, The Red Shoes, Paysanne, The Leopard, The Searchers, Salvatore Giuliano, and The River. What is this one? Directed by Francisco Rossi. That sounds familiar. Where's this from? Oh, it's an Italian film. Interesting. I'll put that on the watch list. I haven't seen a lot of Italian films. I haven't seen a lot of Fellini, which I've talked about already. But yeah, I probably should. And that is that. Gotta take a look at the films, though. Chippendale Rescue Ranger, 2 stars? I feel like that's bullshit. I feel like you're lying. You're just trying to seem like less of a child. Yo! Ex Machina? Half star? Are you serious? Are you shitting all over my face? What the fuck are you talking about? Just while we're here, 4.5 stars out of 5. Not even a doubt in my goddamn mind? And you know what, Brent? That is a very appropriate thing to be saying here, as this is a film about artificial intelligence. Yes, TJ.exe has crashed. Holy shit, my guy. Ex Machina is so good. And I'm not even saying it's good because Oscar Isaac dances his ass off in this movie. It's an incredible film about the nature of humanity as it relates to AI and the dangers that we face as we proliferate towards an AI-led future without properly understanding the implications of said decision. Like, this film came out almost 10 years ago, and that's what it was about. Like, fuck. And it's beautiful. And it's got great acting in it. And it won an Oscar for Best Visual Effects in a year when it was going up against, like, big MCU films. And it's like this small budget $20 million film directed by Alex Garland. What the hell are you talking about this being a half-star film? And yes, it is a TJ movie. And that's an awesome thing. TJ movies are the best movies, don't you know? TJ, have you seen After Yang? I think you'd be into it. Of course I've seen After Yang. And not only did I see After Yang, but I saw it at a special preview screening at the Toronto International Film Festival. Not the festival itself, but at the theater, because I'm that bitch. I think I was one of the first people in Canada to see After Yang. So yeah, I'm the guy. I'm that guy that your parents probably warned you about. Why are you all here? You shouldn't be. Back to the roasting. And now I'm just going to be looking at all of this and thinking to myself, how in God's name does this person rate these films? Like Red Notice over Ex Machina? No. Suicide Squad. A fucking death ray from the sky piece of bullshit that was slapped together and destroyed by so many studio executives. You think that film is better than Ex Machina? No. Thor and Thor the Dark World? No. The Doolittle movie? No. Black Widow? No. Do y'all see a theme with what I'm doing right now? Grown Ups 2? No. Wonder Woman 1984? No, these films are not better than Ex Machina. Holy shit. No, 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 very much no. Absolutely not. I feel like I have been violated. I feel like I should call the police again and let them know that a crime has been committed against me personally. And they'll probably just say, TJ, stop calling us, which is something they would never say, because when you call a cop, you go from having one problem to having two problems. Also, disclaimer, if you're in real trouble, please dial 911. Don't not call 911 because I said a funny thing about not liking the cops. Anyways, what else is even going on here? Bridesmaids at 1 star is bullshit. I think that's stupid. The rest of this I don't really care about, or I think maybe they're actually right. But yeah, Bridesmaids and Ex Machina, no. That low, no, Benjamin. You have deeply, deeply wounded and disappointed me. Hello, I'm your dad now. And then we got the 5-star films. Let's see what kind of ridiculous is up here. And yeah, remember when I called them a basic Criterion bitch? I think we can basically cash that one at the bank, everyone. It's payday! Because we've got films like Parasite, and Seven Samurai, Memories of a Murder, and Rio Bravo, and Raging Bull, and High and Low, and City Lights, and Playtime, and Sunset Boulevard, and Citizen Kane, and Double Indemnity. And I wish the original Halloween was in the Criterion Collection. That'd be pretty cool. It's worth it. It's well-deserved, I think. Zombies at Half. I'm not even sure what Zombies is. Cinema Paradiso, yeah. Hard-boiled, yeah. Just Criterion bullshit. Actually, I don't know if Cinema Paradiso is in the Criterion Collection, although it probably should be. The Simpsons movie is too high. The Simpsons movie is here? It's on the first page? No. I mean, seeing a Slumber Party Massacre here is kind of funny. But what the hell? It's Ex Machina. I'm just looking at so many of these films and being like, this is ridiculous. Like, I would say that Ex Machina is a better film than Reservoir Dogs. Like, easy. Easy. Certainly a better film than Slumber Party Massacre. Not to say it's a bad film, but come on. Good God. Oh, there's the Simpsons movie, which is also not as good. It's also not as good as that other movie I was just talking about, Ex Machina, I Keep Crashing, God damn it. Although, you know what, you got Tombstone here at 4 stars, and you got a lot of other really good films here. It's hard to stay mad, but Jesus, Ex Machina, come on, grow up. Sudo service TJ restart. Hey, this is not a Linux server. Get that shit out of here. We use Windows in this house and nothing else. And with that, I got it. I found it in the bottom row. It's safe, everyone. It's okay. But you know who's not going to be safe? Both Dr. Nova and Bowden, because they came in with super chats. So I guess they're looking for a little bit of the fire. Although I think Bowden is doing an assassination right now on the Kino corner. I should probably stop calling it an assassination. Sometimes I wonder if my videos don't get as much traction because I swear too much in them. And then it probably actually comes down to me using words like assassination too often. Those are the things that YouTube is truly concerned with. Hey man, last time you roasted me, I had boring lists, so I ditched them and made more interesting ones. So I call a do-over. All right, Dr. Nova. And I already know the first thing that I'm going to roast about you. You kind of serve it up on a platter for me. And yes, don't worry, Bowden, you will be going next. I'm going to see if I can actually find the Kino corner, because that sounds like a YouTube channel, right? It is a YouTube channel, right? I'm guessing it's a YouTube channel. I love it when people get me to roast YouTube channels. Members. Kino Corner doesn't appear to have a Letterboxd. Do you have a better version? An actual proper... Oh, wait. Maybe it's like the Kino Corner, all one word. Yeah. Listen. Listen to my keyboard. There we go. I got it. Who is this guy? How many subs does he have? How impressed should I be about him? 123,000. That's who we're going to be roasting in a minute. Someone who has 123,000 YouTube subscribers. Great. Great. Oh, and he does like these fucking he does these. Look at this. Why literally me characters are so important. I'm gonna throw up. Just gonna throw up everywhere. Although he's got an Atlas VPN sponsorship at only 100,000 subs, so maybe the money's not that far away for good old TJ. Although it appears that maybe his latest films are not getting as many views as he's used to in the past. Hold on, do you guys want to see a fun thing? Do you want to see a thing where you can judge like how well a YouTube channel is doing? It's called Social Blade. Please ignore my TikTok stats. I have not been paying attention to that particular aspect of me. So with Social Blade, we can actually see fairly accurately how this channel is doing, like how this person is ranked in education as opposed to film. Maybe that's why they're having some trouble getting their content out there. But through this, we know that they are getting weekly, on average, 100,000 views, which is an amount of views per week that I would be happy with. Let's get to that. I'm all about it. Ooh, damn! Look at this. Oh, guys, this is what I'm waiting for. I can't wait for this to happen. Look at this. Oh wait, they were actually doing so well for a long point in time. They were just getting like 600 subs, 500 subs, 700 subs. Yo, they were doing well for themselves. And then look at that, look at that. Imagine one day you wake up and you go from 800 subs a month to 20,000 subs in a month. That like changes your life, man. I don't know if you guys realize that. Hold on a second. Is this lining up? How the hell was he getting 400 subs off of 32,000 views? That's how many views I get a month, and I get like 100 subs. The fuck is going on? Weird. Weird. Damn, my Insta a C-. What? I'm still waiting for my first roast. One day. Yeah, one day. One day we'll get there. Don't worry. Don't worry. One day I'll stop being told by people to like roast random YouTubers, and one day we'll get to you. Bot? No. I mean, it's impossible to know if someone has bought their subscribers and things like that. And honestly, if you do buy subs, it's very rare that you actually get like proper growth from it. Like his views went up in line with his subs, and that's only going to happen if it's organic. Did you do Bully Mag? I don't know. I roast like 10 people a week. I can't keep track of that. I just roasted someone named Benjamin, so you can go to the list, find Benjamin, and go backwards. And if you see your name, then I roasted you. And if you don't see your name, then I haven't roasted you yet. Yo, see what content he made in May. Not right now. Not right now. Maybe we'll get to that during the actual roast. Oh, excuse me. But right now, there are a bunch of people here who are demanding entertainment. That's why you're here, after all. So, why don't we get into the Letterboxd profile roasting? By roasting Dr. Nova again. That's right, they're back from NovaCore. Something from the MCU, which I think completely died. Congratulations, Doctor. You did a great job saving lives of the people who are all dead. And once again, their bio says, my biggest point of pride is someone saying, yep, that's very you. And the only thing that I want to apply that to right now is Rachel McAdams being right there with a ginger who's not me. And thinking to myself, God damn it. God damn it. I was so close. Literally me. Right there. In my fucking dreams. Okay, and what did they say? What did they say? I have boring lists, so I ditched them and made more interesting ones. Oh, that's right. That's right. When you ended up on the internet, you realized that your takes were boring, and so then you updated your takes so they'd be more exciting, because you need people on the internet to be impressed by your opinions. Oh no, we have a fucking narcissist on our hands. Let's feed into that by looking at their much more not boring lists. And here we have, right off the top, Furry Trash, which we already talked about. But hey, do you know what I see? Do you know what I see? Ooh, the meta. The meta is growing. We see a list called Basic Criterion Bitch. Booyah. Quick. Everyone make one of these lists. all the Criterion Collection movies I've seen. And I guess these are ranked as well. So what was the last place one that I can yell about? Armageddon. Oh, how true it is. But also, Feistin, also known as The Celebration, way fucking better than a 2-star ranking, friendo. And I would definitely put it above films like Chasing Amy and The Breakfast Club. So, no, your ranking is bad. You did a bad thing. You also put Portrait of a Lady on Fire way down here at the bottom, and it's obviously better than pretty much every film here because I have it in my personal top 4. So yes, for someone to, I guess, say that that's a boring take, and then you'll just change your take to be less boring. That's going to be a great day for me personally. For you, probably not. It'll probably be humiliating. But that's the reason you're all here, so who am I to judge? Anything but Holmes and Watson, a Sherlock Holmes fan list. We already looked at that. If this, then that. Didn't we already look at that? Maybe we'll look at this. Interesting pairings. I guess we're going to have to read the notes on this one. Clerks. Would you like Clerks, but about how hard it is to get film made? Huh? Would you like Clerks, but about how hard it is to get films made? What? You... Oh, this pairs with this. This is what would happen if Clerks was made by a clear black woman. I think that's what you're trying to do? Fight Club. It is meant to be satire. No shit. Tyler Durden is a gay man who cries himself to sleep at night. That's a different take. This is Fight Club, but people not in that world see how much of a loser everyone is. The Art of Self-Defense. Actually, that's a pretty good movie. The only reason you like this is because you've not seen any non-superhero movie in the last 15 years. All the bits from this movie, yeah, they're just pairing Joker with King of Comedy. Like, seriously, that was the discourse around Joker when it came out. Not a lot of fun stuff. Not a lot of new territory there. You have Flash Gordon ranked over Star Wars A New Hope? Come on, man. Someone do a come on count along with a goddamn count, and everyone drink that much. George Lucas wants you to enjoy old cinema and will tell you what inspired him. I mean, yeah, that's what all directors do. There is no director out there who is not inspired by something. This is the movie based on Star Wars, based on what Star Wars was based on. It's also queer as fuck. Yeah, I believe it. The Matrix. If you love The Matrix, if it's one that you talk about forever, watch this because while The Matrix didn't rip it off, it has the same energy in that it's dark and creepy and memories are not what they are supposed to be. Titanic, Elsa in March, The Batman and Mask of Zorro. What? This isn't the first Batman movie you've seen, I bet. Be honest. Of course it's not. Because I'm an old man who grew up watching the Tim Burton Batman films. Batman was based on Zorro, so watch the best Zorro movie. I mean, The Mask of Zorro is objectively, like, super great. I love that movie. If I were to ever be one of those idiots who like got really into collecting old as hell VHS tapes that are so past their prime that they've probably lost all of their color, I would definitely try to find The Mask of Zorro. That is like a quintessential VHS movie for me. I think I had it on VHS, and it was great. Great stuff. And your Black Swan Red Shoes thing, the obvious thing would have been to put Perfect Blue, but I guess you don't watch good movies, so maybe try that next. Watching a good movie. Captain America, the First Avenger, and The Rocketeer, that's actually a good pairing. That's not bad. That's not bad. And then, of course, basic. Midsummer, The Wicker Man. Super basic. You didn't even explain it because you didn't even have to. What other kind of interesting list we got going on here? Boring straight men's favorite movies. Ho, ho, ho. As a boring straight man, I feel like I am quite qualified to talk about this. And you gave us notes. Ooh, I wonder what's going on in here. You're gay? Have you seen Brokeback Mountain? I have never in my life said that to another human being. So as a boring straight man, I'm either exceptional or this is wrong. Dude, it's a superhero movie, but like dark. Is this supposed to be like what the boring straight man is saying? Crime is cool. I don't really think deeply about movies. Which is why you should watch The Godfather, a 3-star film, according to Dr. Nova. Heath Ledger died playing the Joker. That's how edgy The Dark Knight is. I mean, that does sound like something someone would say. Quentin Tarantino, and shout out for spelling Quentin wrong. I feel like that just adds to the veracity of what you're saying. Quentin Tarantino is the best director since Christopher Nolan. Yo. If someone ever says that sentence out loud, you're just allowed to slap them in the face. You're just allowed to do it. Just right there. Maybe not like super hard, but just like boom. Just like no. And like the joke here, you all get the joke, right? How Quentin Tarantino was directing feature films before Christopher Nolan. That's the joke. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. He's so cool. I wish I was him. Man, I respected going to school because it made me the intelligent person I am today. So no, I don't respect Ferris Bueller as a boring straight man. And Taken is definitely not my dad's favorite movie, although I'm sure he enjoys it. No movies came before Star Wars. Well, I mean, are there other films on this list that came before Star Wars? Nah, probably not. That would just be too funny. Taxi Driver, though. Taxi Driver comes before Star Wars. Ha! You were proven wrong by your own list. Now who's boring? Goodfellas. I'm too cool for The Godfather. I'm surprised you don't have Apocalypse Now on here somewhere. I feel like that should be here. As a boring straight man, once again, I am qualified to speak on these things. Also, Blade Runner could probably go on here, too. Because really, this is just film bro, right? This is just film bro. This is just film bro shit. Fight Club. Stop sailing. Tyler Durden is a gay man who cries himself to sleep at night. My personality is wanting to be Tyler Durden. People are actually saying these things to you, aren't you? And that's why you're putting them here. No movie came before this part 2. Also disproven by other films on this list. Like Fight Club, but doesn't affect the movie that much. What? This is the peak of comedy. Ghostbusters? Yeah, I mean, if you're a boring straight guy, yeah, I can see how that's true. Also, I relate to Tyler Durden from Fight Club. Why? American Psycho. Run away from those people. Dude, I just saw The Joker, and I'm cool. I watch this now. Huzzah! Hooray! Woo woo! Yeah, you totally could add Braveheart and Gladiator to this. Oh yeah. Braveheart, you would probably say something like, this was the first epic film, or like, Lord of the Rings wouldn't exist without Braveheart or something like that. And then Gladiator would just be quoting it like, I'm Maximus Decimus Meridius. Somehow a film I have not seen in like over 15 years. I still know that line. My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius. I know his goddamn name. Like, I can't remember the names of characters from a movie that I watch quite often called Rogue One, the Star Wars film, but I remember Maximus Decimus Meridius. God damn. And you know what, Paul? It's not about me being entertained. It's about you guys being entertained. Are you not entertained? And yes, you're right. Unforgiven should be on that list. There are some definite omissions. You should probably also put like a David Lynch film in there too. Probably Mulholland Drive. And then the thing that they say about it is like, yo, this movie is confusing, but there's lesbians in it, so I like it. That's what the boring straight man would say about Mulholland Drive. Not that I have ever said that about Mulholland Drive. No, as we've established, I am an exceptional boring straight man. I'm top tier. I'm one of the best. And I think we already did look at Rachel McAdams Dates a Time Traveler, best Star Wars movies. Wait, best Star Wars movies that aren't Star Wars movies. I mean, Dune is not a Star Wars movie. Just because Arrakis and Tatooine are both desert planets doesn't mean they're the exact same fucking thing. Get out of here with that nonsense. Everything else I'm fine with, but I don't think that Dune is a Star Wars movie. I do not think that at all. Dune is far more interested in like politics and like grown-up stuff and not, magical space wizards and things like this. Although I guess George Lucas did try to bring that in the prequel series with like trade embargoes, things that 12-year-olds are super into finding out about in their Star Wars movie. Trade embargoes. Every time someone tells you that Star Wars movies are meant for children and that we shouldn't treat them or be so critically harsh on them, remind them that in A Phantom Menace, the whole conflict is started by a trade dispute. Things that 12-year-olds desperately want to be in their stories. I can remember that one episode of Adventure Time that involved a trade dispute. Governments getting into trade disputes with one another. That was an episode of Adventure Time. Very on point, considering 12-year-olds love that. Goodness gracious. I hate sand and trade embargoes. I hate two things in this world, specifically sand and trade embargoes. That would actually be a hilarious thing for him to have said in Attack of the Clones. She's just like, oh man, you hate sand? Well, I hate trade embargoes. And he's like, Padme, I love you so much. I hate sand and trade embargoes. And then she just gets naked on the spot. There, I just wrote a better goddamn Star Wars movie than George Lucas could ever dream of. What do we got here? Hungry on Main. Oh my god, are you telling me that you're one of those people that eats food and thinks about food occasionally? Bullshit. Also, Sweeney Todd, that's gross. That's a cannibalism thing. Why do we always talk about cannibalism here? Jesus Christ. At one point, I have to wonder, am I reflecting on you or are you reflecting on me? Am I the cannibal? Am I the vegan cannibal? Or are you guys cannibal and you're just trying to make me a cannibal? What? First time 2021, first time 2022? Nah. Don't care about that. Don't care about that at all. And I think we've looked... I'm actually curious. What are your favorite heist movies? If not at least 50% of this is a Steven Soderbergh film, it's wrong. The Italian Job is not a Steven Soderbergh film. Bad Genius... not a Steven Soderbergh film. Ocean's 11, the new one, is a Steven Soderbergh film. That's one. Heat, not Steven Soderbergh. Bound, not Steven Soderbergh. Panic Room, not Steven Soderbergh. Die Hard with a Vengeance, not Steven Soderbergh. It's not looking good. The Sting, definitely not Steven Soderbergh. Baby Driver, not Steven Soderbergh. And National Treasure, not Steven Soderbergh. And Charlie, I can see the emojis. I don't know if they can, though. That's a question for someone in chat. And I know that that's who you were asking. We are just all the sisters from Raw. What, you can speak French? I bet you can't, Paul. I bet you can't speak French. So I'm just going to give you guys just a brief moment of education, because I think I need to validate the reason why I said if not half of these movies are directed by Steven Soderbergh, it's wrong. So let's go look at the filmography of Steven Soderbergh. Ocean's 11, heist film. Ocean's 12, heist film. Logan Lucky, heist film. Ocean's 13, heist film. No Sudden Move, I believe, is a heist film. So there's 5. Out of Sight, heist film. Traffic, you can make the argument. Side Effects, I'm sure someone steals something in that. The Limey, I think that might be a heist film. Haywire, kind of a heist film, more of a spy movie. What else we got here? Girlfriend Experience, She Steals Your Heart. There's got to be other. I know there's another heist movie in here because I've seen another one. It's not The Good German. I forgot that Soderbergh even directed that. Kafka, I don't think so. Bubble, no. Where is it? Mosaic, no. That's a crime movie though. Am I thinking of The Underneath? He's coming to Austin, Texas, to his mother, starting a new life. Blah, 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 when we married, now he's together with Tommy. So Michael devises a plan to get Rachel from out of Tommy's control. No, I don't think that's one of the heist ones. Come on. Wait, is there a film missing here, or I'm just forgetting like what it's called? It's not Grey's Anatomy. It's not Bubble. Is it King of the Hill? No, it's not King of the Hill. What movie am I thinking of? Behind the Candelabra? No. High Flying Bird? No. Let Them Talk? No. Solaris? No. The Laundromat? No. No. There's a Steven Soderbergh film that's not here. What? I am so sure that I have seen another Steven Soderbergh film that's a heist film that's not listed here. And it's got like green stuff in it. It's not Schizopolis. Wait, is this him as a director or producer? It's him as a director. Is it... No, it's not Bubble. Set against the backdrop of a candy monster town, a murder becomes a focal point. No, it's not. God damn it, I'm losing my mind. You guys are watching me lose my mind. It's not Winston. It's not Fallen Angels. Is it The End of the Road? No. It's not Fallen Angels. It's not whatever this is. I am losing it. I don't think it... No, it's not this movie. It's not Full Frontal. It's not Winston. It's not Eros. What? I don't know what's happened. I don't know what's happened to me. What the fuck? who's in it. I think it might be The Underneath, just based on who's in it. And they're just not, like, talking about the plot enough here. Because I feel like it's got Peter Gallagher in it. I think it's this movie. I think it's got to be this one. It's got to be The Underneath. I should probably stop harping on this. This is not part of the roast. Remember to never trust your mind. Hey, man, I have enough problems with grappling with the fact of, am I or am I not in a simulation? Like, you don't need to add to that, all right? Although I couldn't be in the simulation because I'm obviously not the main character. And if I were in a simulation, I would be the main character. So guess what, Elon Musk? I just disproved simulation theory. Get at me. Oh, it's definitely a Soderbergh film. I think it was probably that one. I just thought it would look different or be different, but it's a movie about a guy who, like, basically gets a job as a what do you call it? They work for, like, they, like, drive armored trucks around to pick up bank stuff. And I think that's probably how he plans to get the person out of gambling debt, is by robbing one of those trucks. So it's like it's a heist movie. It's a heist movie. Freebird's heist film. Is Dog Day Afternoon not a heist film? Of course Dog Day Afternoon's a heist film. It's just not directed by Steven Soderbergh. Baby Driver isn't a heist film. Okay. Also, who is, like, spamming the emoji so hard that they needed... Charlie, are you just doing all of the emojis and you needed to check to make sure that your work was being appreciated? Because if so, I do appreciate your work. Trust me, I do. And there you go, Dr. Nova. We've taken a look at all of your brand new super cool lists. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for supporting the channel. Very nice of you to do that. And then, oh my fucking God. I just took a look at the Kino Corners, like, thing right off the bat, and, like, oh my God. I'm gonna be repeating myself a lot today. I think that's just the road that we're going down. That's how we're traveling along. But at least we're all on that road together. I only put hearts, says Charlie. Thank you. I appreciate all of them hearts. Let me take a quick look at this. Oh. Okay. I know where I'm heading. Wait, is this a film with... No. Okay. Not going to worry about that. You want to know why I'm not going to worry about it? Because it's time for the Roast of the Kino Corner. That's right. We're back to doing YouTube channels that are way bigger than this one, who could eventually, or probably, just bring down their whole audience on top of me and crush me like a little bird. And here we have the Kino Corner taking a photo of himself, which I can only assume is with the camera from a Game Boy Advanced. You guys remember those things? You could plug it in and take a photo of yourself, and it was like 480 by 480 or 640 by 480 or something like that. And then they decided that it wasn't low quality enough, so then they just ran it through a VHS tape for some goddamn reason. And for those of you who actually watch his content, is that eye patch legit? Or is that just like a fun thing that he decided to put on because he wanted to appear to be like a pirate? I don't know. I don't actually watch his content. Is it visible whether or not he wears an eye patch in his actual videos? Hey, look, no eye patch. Guess what, Kino Corner? I've discovered you, you fraud. Trying to get that pirate stolen valor. How dare you? Do you know how terrible pirates actually were? I know that everyone's super in to, like, Johnny Depp being that one goddamn pirate, and because of that, everyone's just, like, a big fan of pirates all of a sudden, but, like, they literally raped and killed people. So, what the fuck, dude? Why are you trying to be a pirate? Don't be a pirate. Friends don't let friends be pirates, unless they're stealing movies from giant money-grubbing corporations who can't bring it upon themselves to pay film workers their fair share. Support your local film union. So what else we got going on here at Kino Corner? I guess maybe I could talk about how they have almost 4,000 followers, which, once again, doesn't seem to be in line with the amount of followers you get per 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. I feel like you're way behind Karsten, but I guess we're all way behind Karsten, so maybe we shouldn't be surprised. And then I can also see that you've seen 2,241 films. My God, that's less than me. Booyah! Who's the real cinephile now, Kino Corner? I guess you should be moving the Kino Corner right back there. Don't worry, I'll make room for you. You're gonna have to sleep on the floor though, and please help me pay for my apartment. That would be super great of you. So what do we got up here in your favorite films? You got pretentious film number 1, pretentious film number 2, pretentious film number 3, and pretentious film number 4. 4 in a row. That's tough to do. But I'm glad to see you were able to put your whole cinephile dick forward and just go super pretentious like a motherfucker. My God. And I guess the thing that we first have to talk about amongst pretentious films 1 through 4 is Sallow, or 120 Days of Sodom. And you know what? There's a thing that I could say about this film, but I'm not totally sure about it. It's something that I saw someone mention in a list in a previous roast, and it had something to do with seeing people who are nude in the film that are, let's say, under the age of consent. And not only are there characters under the age of consent, but the people playing those characters are below the age of consent. And so I just feel like having a film that potentially has that in it in your top 4 is not a great look. It's just not a good one. Moving on, we have The Tree of Life, a film that somehow managed to confuse so many film bros they decided that it was really good. It's almost like if you shine a bright light in their faces, they'll call it the greatest thing ever put to celluloid. And let me assure you, it is not that. And then there is Red from Three Colors and L'Argent, 2 films I have not seen, so I will not be commenting on them. And honestly, I haven't seen Sallow, so I shouldn't be commenting on that either. But as I've mentioned before, I'm lying most of the time when I do these roasts, and trying to figure out when I am and when I'm not lying is all part of the fun. So let's move down here to your recent activity. Lots of 4 stars, lots of 5 stars. I guess Mr. Pretentious is too good to watch bad movies. Probably one of those people who's going through the IMDb Top 250, or maybe he's got his own Kino Corner Top 250. Who's to say one way or the other? But definitely not watching any bad films, because I bet that's beneath him. It's going to be really interesting to look at the films that he's actually rated to see what deserves a half star in his opinion, or if there even are any 1 stars. Maybe he just doesn't watch those films because he's so much better than both you and I. Also, enjoy your nap, Jack. Have a good one, and thank you so much for donating earlier. You're a real one. So now we're going to move down to something that I noticed while just briefly previewing this profile, and that, Kino Corner, is your 2-star review of Babylon. And I need to know more. I need to know more about your opinions here. So let's start off with your positives. There are amazing sequences in this film. The score is awesome. Brad Pitt is charming. Tobey Maguire is great. The cinematography and production design are top-notch. And right there, you've said about all that needs to be said to give this star 4 out of 5. So what in the good goddamn do you mean when you say but? But it's way too long. Oh my God, not a 3-hour film. How could we ever be expected to sit through a 3-hour film in this day and age? The characters are mostly uninteresting. I can't even believe that's a true thing that was just said. Manny's character in Babylon? Dope as hell. Margot Robbie's character? Tragic as hell. Brad Pitt's character? Oddly supportive, actually. It loses steam after about an hour, which is something that I just must completely disagree with. What do you mean it loses steam after about an hour? After about an hour, we are directly into Margot Robbie trying to make it into the sound era. And that is an excellent goddamn moment in the film. So no, Kino Corner, you're wrong. It starts off shocking and decadent, only to get rid of that image fairly quickly. Holy shit, are you not aware of the historical aspects of what this film is portraying? I don't understand this anymore. I feel like I'm dropping out of roasting character and just being kind of annoyed. Yeah, it starts off shocking and decadent because that's what the 20s were like in Hollywood. Shocking and decadent and extreme. And then as the sound era came in, things got more rigid because they had to be, both in terms of how the films were made, because sound technology was brand new, and in terms of culturally, because that's when a lot of Christian conservative nonsense started to come in and started regulating good taste and things like this, what could and could not be shown on films. The Hays Code, as an example. So yeah, it's only natural that a film that starts in one time period and ends in another will reflect that in the way that it builds this shit out. I'm losing my goddamn words all of a sudden. But then you say the actual thing that's bad about the film which is that it tries to use other movies as its emotional climax. And yeah, that's a stupid thing. It shouldn't have done that. I agree. But I'm also not going to throw the film under the bus for like a 2-minute montage that it decides to have at the end of the goddamn movie. It doesn't take away from the production design, the costume design, the performances, the actual incredible moments that permeate throughout this film. The goddamn moment when they make the silent film that ends with Brad Pitt kissing the girl at the end. My God, it's one of the best sequences put to film that I've seen in the last 10, 15, 20, maybe even more than that, years. I should finish my sentences. It's basically like Boogie Nights meets Singing in the Rain with a bit of Nickelodeon and Fellini's Satyricon, but not as good as any of those films. Huh? Nickelodeon, are you referring to like how people used to watch silent films way back in the day? That's where that term was coined from? People paying 5 cents to watch like a Nickelodeon thing? Or excuse me, no, they went into theaters that cost 5 cents and those were Nickelodeons. I'm thinking of something else that they looked into. To me, it feels like there's a good movie in there somewhere, as if it's hidden from view. But what we have is entirely bloated. Oh my God. I'm sure that years down the road, cinephiles and the like will call this underrated and underappreciated. Still, I think Chazelle has done better and can do better. Actually, no, I don't think that's correct. I think people are saying that it's underrated and underappreciated now. Probably because a bunch of cinephiles are lining up to just agree with you with their slack jaws wide open. No. Absolutely not. This is wrong. This is a wrong take. I disagree. Also, this is kind of funny. Your review for Men, A24, is a parody of itself now. It's kind of funny. It is kind of funny. I do appreciate that. So what's going on in your lists, Kino Corner? What's going on here? Movies that inspired my new script. Oh, so you're writing a movie, huh? I wonder what we can infer from the movie that you're writing. Or about the movie that you're writing based on these films. Uh-oh. I'm in danger. We've got such films as Taxi Driver, which of course influenced Joker, Irreversible, the film that has like a 6-minute unbroken rape scene in it, Elephant, which has also lots of long takes in it. It is about school shootings. Perfect Blue, an animated film that has another rape scene in it. Great. Gumo, super disturbing movie about kids fucking with shit. Death Wish and Dirty Harry, both films about vigilantes, even though Dirty Harry is a cop, but come on, he's a vigilante. And American Psycho. Plain old regular American Psycho. So what's your film about, dude? Is it about women not having a very good time? Wait, isn't the impetus of the plot of Death Wish like a woman getting raped and then the husband like getting revenge? Isn't that the plot? After his wife is murdered by street punks, a pacifistic New York City architect becomes a one-man vigilante squad. Yo, is the whole basis of your script just like women having a bad day and then men getting pissed about it? I think maybe it is. There's some more nuance in here, like with First Reformed, but still, I think maybe no. I think maybe no. No. 11 movies to watch on Valentine's Day if you don't have a date. Oh my God. What is this even going to be? We got Pusher 2, not Pusher. All right. Manila in the Claws of Light. Cold War, yeah, great film to watch on Valentine's Day alone. Jesus. I mean, if you're just looking to be extraordinarily depressed, which I imagine was the point of this whole list. What's the number one film up here? Ritual. Haven't seen that. I haven't seen a lot of these films, actually. I've only seen Cold War. But I can only assume that based on the inclusion down here, you're going for like a meme type thing. You're making a joke. You're being silly. I really, truly hope that no one ever watches Cold War alone and depressed on Valentine's Day. They're likely not to be alive on February 15th if that's the case. Inspiration for the new script I'm writing. Wait, didn't we already do this? What? How many scripts are you writing, dude? Wait, hold on. You updated this 29 days ago, and then you updated this one 4 months ago. How many scripts are you writing, my guy? All right, what do we got in here? Ten Embrace, Spring Breakers, Trouble Every Day, Spree, Purple Noon, Perfect Blue Again, Benny's Video, Collectionis, The Devil, Probably, The Wicker Man, Solo, oh boy, and The Swimming Pool. Great. Great. Do you actually get these made into films? Like, could I watch one of your movies? Once again, I know nothing about you, so maybe these do get made into films. I feel like a lot of them would very much fall into that film bro camp, though. Especially the sect of it where it's like, we love watching bad things happen to women. Oh yeah, we already read that. Movies to watch with your new girlfriend's whole family. Oh yes. I'm sure there will be lots of great picks in here that are super serious and not at all jokes. And yeah, Sallow, Antichrist, Irreversible. Yeah. Martyrs, American Psycho. Yeah. Ichi the Killer. Yeah. I have always wanted to show future girlfriends' parents the movie Ichi the Killer, the movie where a guy gets held up by hooks and has hot, boiling oil poured all over his goddamn back. And don't forget such great films as a Serbian film, a film which many call a snuff film. I'm surprised you just don't have Nymphomaniac in here too. It seems like you're not scared of putting a Lars Van Trier film, especially with The House that Jack Built and Antichrist. I mean, what? Am I not supposed to want to see Nymphomaniac Parts 1 and 2 with future girlfriends' parents? I'm sure that would be a fun time. And then I guess we should just move on. I know these are all jokes. If I had a Sight and Sound submission, ooh, interesting. So from your top 4 films, you only include 2 of them. So I guess maybe that makes you a liar, Mr. Kino Corner. Mr. Kino Corner. But we do have The Bunny, The Brown Bunny, which is a film I'm not familiar with. What are you? Directed by Vincent Gallo, who also directed Buffalo 66, which we saw earlier. Oh, it's that guy. Look, he's in this movie that he directed about himself. Cool. I have maybe seen Hoodwinked. I don't know what that has to do with this current conversation, though. So the films that you would put in here, Underground, which I also don't know, directed by Amir Costa Rica? Once Upon a Time, There Was a Country. Is this like... Okay. Where did this come from? It's a Serbian film. Not that Serbian film. It's a different Serbian film. I think maybe I've heard good things about this. Have I? Has someone told me about Underground? I feel like they have. Then we also have Truman Show, Decalogue, which is, if we're being honest with ourselves, a TV show. So if you're going to put that in your Sight and Sound submission, I'm going to put season 3 of Twin Peaks. You just watch me. Then we got Brighter Summer Day, Mirror, Harry Carey, and The Devil Probably. Another film that I'm not sure about. Oh, Robert Bresson. Right. A group of disillusioned young Parisians look for satisfaction, political religion, romance, music, and drugs. Wait a minute. I saw this movie. Did I not? Or am I thinking of another Bresson film? Yo, I've seen this movie. Because this is the movie that... Yeah. Because this movie has a very depressing ending. Yeah, I've seen this movie. Watched. Ba-boom. Because this guy, he does not have a very good day by the end of the film. It's actually a pretty good film, but like I said, depressing as all hell. Okay, I'm not going to argue with this too much. I understand why you would put Tree of Life and Solo there, even though I made fun of you before. Did I mention that this was all for jokes? Docs I like? Actually, yeah. Let's see if you're cool. This is how I know if someone is cool or not. Because if this is just going to be a bunch of like talking head nonsense, then you're bad. You're bad at movies. And the only actual talking head film that I can see here is Thin Blue Line, but those talking heads are actually important. So, you know what? You might actually be cool. I know that chat paid me to roast you, but you might actually be cool. You also didn't have Sans Soleil in there, which means you suck. But you might also be cool, but you definitely suck. Try to fix that. 100 movies to watch. Movies that inspire Fed. The hell is Fed? Like the Fed? The federal government? The Federal Reserve? I don't know if I want to see movies that are... I don't know if I want to see movies that are inspired by that. Cool. Me When I Lie. What? And the award for the best suck scenes go to... What? Films with very memorable scenes. Let me know if I should add any. Huh? What? What does this mean in this context? He's not talking about blowjobs, right? Like, there's no one getting ahead in The Shining. What? I feel like everyone's laughing at me, but I don't know what that means. I guess I should leave it up to the freaks in the chat to let me know. Movies that say a lot about society. Ho ho ho! Look, everyone. Joker's top of the pile. Couldn't you see it fucking coming? Of course. Of course. I guess also a film called White Man's Burden. And American History X. Yeah. Society. And I mean, yes, like, racism is a thing in society. I guess these are all meant to indicate just how bad things are in society? Sure, let's go with that. Let's be charitable. Let's be charitable. Wake and Fright's a good movie, though. Beginner's Guide to Cinema. Ooh, wait, I see a lot of old films. Is this chronological? Dude, get fucking Birth of a Nation out of there. You can talk about the history of cinema, especially when it comes to cross-cutting and epic narratives, without including one of the most racist fucking films of all time in your list. Like, god damn it. How many times do we have to have this conversation where we just need to, like, get Birth of a Nation out of our mouths and let that racist piece of cinema fucking die? Like, I'm not saying burn it, I'm not saying censor it, I'm not saying get rid of it, but, like, we just don't need to talk about it, you know? We can have honest conversations about the development of film history in terms of style, in terms of aesthetics, in terms of technique, without talking about Birth of a Nation. We can. You can do it with other Griffith films if you want to, but you don't need to include Birth of a Nation. But yeah, I guess this is every film that I mentioned, recommended, or showed in my video, The Beginner's Guide to Cinema, plus some extra ones I threw in for good measure. Hooray! I'm guessing in that video you actually do call out Birth of a Nation for being super fucking racist. And now that I'm looking through this, it kind of just reads like a film, like you kind of just copy and pasted every syllabus from your film education, because that's kind of what's jumping out at me right now. I think I saw almost all of these films while in film school. So that's cool. I think actually I need to take a look at your films. We're taking too long looking at these lists. I need to wrap up this roast. So what do you got down here at the lowest? What are your half stars? What are your half stars? The Dead Don't Die, the Jarmusch film? It's better than a half star, man. There's some good laughs in that movie. 2001, A Space Travesty. Oh, I don't even want to know what that is. Ready Player One being a 1 star. That's a good take. That's a good take. Scoob being a 1 star, though? No, that's a decent animated film. That's like a 2.5. House of Gucci 1 star. My man. Good for you. Anything else here? Anything else that I really disagree with? What about chat? Does chat disagree with any of this? I think Belladonna of Sadness is maybe worth a little bit more than that, just based on its artistic merits alone. I should have seen In Eastmen, but I missed it. I missed it like an idiot. The Monuments Men, I don't really care about that. Yeah, not a lot here that I'm going to argue with. Jason Goes to Hell is a 5-star movie, says chat. I don't know if that's true. I think it might be wrong. And then 5 stars are probably going to be a bunch of films that we have talked about already. Although you do have Freddy Got Fingered up here as a 5 star, so what the fuck is even life anymore? What do I do? How do I live? How do I live with the knowledge that there is someone out there giving Godland, Apocalypse Now, Broker, Possession, Irreversible, The Northman, Underground, The Deer Hunter Showa, another round, and the 400 blows, 5 stars. But also, Freddy Got Fingered. Jesus. Maybe I'm just boring. But I also feel like that's wrong. I also feel like that's very, very wrong. The Kino Corner. And with that, I think I'm going to end this roast. Oh, it's so nice to not be in character anymore and just be able to speak plainly. And Kino Corner, if you are watching this, I hope you know that was all in good fun. And mostly, I play a wrestling heel type character when I roast people. Tom Green, Canada, we thank you for that gift. You're welcome, I guess. Invisible Man from 2020 was mid, says Davenstein. Based on his taste, I can tell I don't like him. Uh-oh. Man Alternative is coming for you, Kino Corner. Look out. I guess what was Turning Red like low on his list? I didn't catch that one. I don't see it in his top, in his 5-star film. So yeah, I guess it was. I'll double check that because Turning Red's actually... Oh, Turning Red only 1 star? Come on. It's a good movie. I watched it on my birthday and enjoyed it. What, Invisible Man or Turning Red? I feel like I'm turning red right now because of how hot I am. Goodness me. Someone turn up the temperature outside? Not really. Holy shit. Maybe I need to actually turn the air conditioning on, although I shouldn't have to considering it's only 14 degrees outside. Goodness gracious me. Alright, so since someone decided that they desperately wanted the Kino Corner to get roasted, we had Zer0sion. I guess that's how you would pronounce that. And they're going to be going next. And for you and anyone else who may be watching this and who's considering skipping the line, it doesn't matter what you super chat. You just got to super chat something. Any amount. Could be $1. I don't really care. But that jumps you to the front of the line, which means now that we are done with Kino Corner, that it's your turn. It's your turn, Zer0sion. Oh my goodness. Watch me try to figure out how to type in your stupid name. Your stupid dumb name that I don't like. God, this keyboard is loud and I love it. If you guys have never typed on a mechanical keyboard before, I recommend it. It's like addictive. Like you'll want to type on it more and more and more. I almost feel like I'm going to be like I'm training to be a secretary in a 1940s movie with just like how loud these key clicks are. It's so dope. Turning Red has no reference to 9/11. Half out of 5. What? Why should it have a reference to 9/11? I mean, like, yeah, we heard about 9/11 in Toronto, like everyone else in the world did, but we also, lived our lives after that. So I don't really know what you're going for. That's wild. That's wild shit, dude. I thought people were laughing at my whole thing about typing, but I think they were laughing about that. Timmy, my God. Giving us the real comedy. Okay, let's take a quick look at this. See if I can find anything. Wow. Another one of these, huh? But what is it another one of? Oh, you'll see. Excuse me. I don't know why I'm yawning. It's only 8:30. We got more roasting to do, even though I'm very, very warm. Okay, so why don't we just click over here? Why don't we just get this going? Why would we waste any time? Because now it's time for the Roast of Zer0sion. A name that is not at all complicated to say. Thank you very much for definitely expressing your individual personality in the worst way possible. And this is your profile picture. You're not as cool as this person, I guarantee it. And I say that knowing that you're from Ireland, a good country for all intents and purposes. But you don't look like this. Actually, you know what? You may have blonde hair and green eyes, because you're from Ireland, as I said. But you're not this cool, as I also said. So what else can we know about... I'm just going to call you Zero from now on, because your name's dumb, and there's no way I'm going to be able to pronounce it all the time. So, you are 20 years old. Wow. And it looks like you decided to surround that year 20 with a couple of bald-headed man emojis. Aw, that's so nice of you. I as well am 20, and that's why I have lost all of this hair, because I'm a 20-year-old. Yes, being 20 is the oldest age you can be. Jesus. I feel like I'm gonna feel like an old motherfucker while I go through this one. My whole personality is the guy that hates Eraserhead with all his heart and soul. Uh-oh. This person doesn't like experimental cinema. I think we might be in for a fun time. My ratings are very reliant on how much fun I had and how likely I am to rewatch the film. So, we are going to be able to judge this person extremely on how much fun that they had. Every time we see a 5-star, we know that means they had a lot of fun and there was no other reason for it. I wonder how long it's going to take for this to backfire on good old Mr. Zero. Also, they just wanted to let us know that David Fincher is the greatest director of all time. So good, in fact, that they only have one David Fincher film in their top 4. It took me like a split second to remember if Fight Club was a David Fincher film or not. And obviously it is. Of course it is. I know that. But for that split second, my brain died and I forgot. But yeah, big, huge David Fincher fan. And that's why he's got Tick, Tick, Boom right up top on his favorite films. The most David Fincher film to ever be produced. Tick, Tick, Boom. A musical about the guy who wrote the musical Rent. So David Fincher. And then you have a film like The Batman, which honestly is kind of David Fincher-esque. Like, yeah, you can definitely see that parallel. You can go from A to B to C on that pretty easily. And then there's Knives Out, another crime movie. David Fincher has a lot of crime movies. I'm starting to see a pattern here. But what we do have to remember here is that Zero has lots of fun with movies that they gave 5 stars to. 5 stars to Demolition. Interesting. This is a Jake Gyllenhaal film directed by now dead Canadian director Jean-Marc Vallée, R.I.P. Let's see what the synopsis of this here is. An emotionally desperate investment banker finds hope through a woman he meets in Chicago. Man, doesn't that just sound like the most fun that you can have? Just the very much most fun you can have during a film. Just watching an emotionally desperate Jake Gyllenhaal try to right his life by just finding a good woman in Chicago. That just sounds like the most fun. Incredible fun. Incredible amounts of fun. And then there's also Superman the movie. A film where, yeah, I could see how you would actually be having fun in that. And then not a lot of interesting stuff going on in here. So I guess I'm just going to have to go to his list to see what kind of fun stuff is going on here. Uh-oh. David Lynch ranked with a frowny face. Oh no, they're mad. What does that mean? So you've only seen 4 films and you hate Eraserhead, but you think it's better than Blue Velvet? I don't think any of this makes sense. Wait, what did you rate these films? You gave Blue Velvet a half star. I think I'm about to get in a fist fight. What did you give Mulholland Drive? Oh, you gave Mulholland Drive 5 stars because it's a really fun movie. It's a romp for the whole family to watch. Obviously, okay, this makes sense. So wait, what did Jack do got 2 stars? So you went from 2 stars to 5 stars. Wow. I think maybe when we get to the part where I get to recommend a film for you, I'm probably going to recommend a David Fincher film, just to spite you. My favorite films ever made, not going to bother with that, because you have a movie that you just watched, like number 5. And I have no interest in looking at the favorite films list for someone who is that fickle with their likes. Media that made my eyes water. All right, these are the films that made Mr. Fun-Loving Zero cry themselves to sleep, probably. And I guess we know where your profile picture came from. It was an anime called Banana Fish, which I can only assume is a not very good translation of the actual name of the anime. And this is obviously not a movie. It's 536 minutes long. I hate that this is a thing that you can do on this site. And then beyond that, we have other laughing, feel-good movies like Toy Story 3. You know, that movie that made everyone laugh. Oh wait, no. I forgot. We're in a list that made this person's eyes water, but they also gave it 5 stars, so like, it must be pretty fun. It must be a pretty fun time. And then, yeah. Oh wait, yeah. We've also got Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 here. 5-star movie. Movie about animal torture. A lot of fun. A lot of fun for Zero. See, this is just so simple. When you tell me something that I can easily, just very easily prove to be wrong, of course I'm going to go after it. Of course I am going to go after it. I am going to make it my job to prove your bio wrong. I'm going to make it my literal job. So then what else do we got here? James Gunn ranked? Couldn't give a shit. Most of his films aren't that good. You know what? I can prove it. What is the best film here? What is the best film in this list? It's probably actually Guardians of the Galaxy. Or Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. And those are just mid-range, maybe 3 out of 5 star films coming out of Mr. James Gunn. The guy is not all that and a ham cheese sandwich, I can assure you. Oh, we got a David Fincher ranked. I guess Fight Club, of course, would be a number 1. Wait a second. Okay, you have Mank last. Correct. And David Fincher, I think, is actually kind of difficult to rank. I understand why you have them rated why you do, although 7 over Zodiac, obviously. But aside from that, you're probably not wrong. Although weirdly, I will say, as a personal note about TJ, out of all of these, I am always more likely to rewatch Girl with a Dragon Tattoo than any of these. And I don't know why that is. I guess I'm a freak. I don't know. Oh, you ranked the Pokemon movies? Are you sure you're 20 and you're not like 11 and faking it? Disney Channel films ranked. Uh-oh. Mickey Mouse ranked. Wait, Mickey Mouse ranked? You don't even have... Oh, you do have Steamboat Willie. I was going to say, you don't have Steamboat Willie here? What's going on? Also, what? What? Why only these? Huh? Okay, you want me to look at Disney Channel films ranked? I'm not going to know any of these things. Like Teen Beach Movie. What am I supposed to do with this? Who's even in these films? Maya Mitchell, Ross Lynch, Gracie Gilliam, Garrett Clayton? I don't know who any of these people are. This movie came out like 10 years ago. You think if they were going to get actual proper famous, they would have by now. But I guess not. R.I.P. to the careers of Kent Boyd and Molly Gray and William Loftus. 126,000 people have seen this movie. Good Lord. Jesus. It's good. Teen Beach Movie is good. High School Musical 2 over High School 1 is correct, though. So good for him. All right, if you guys say so. What about Camp Rock, though? I don't know anything about these films. I'm not a teenager who ever had the Disney Channel, so I've never had a reason to watch any of these. Like, why? Why would I do that? Why would I do that? Films about making narrative art ranked. Interesting. Babylon over Tick Tick Boom, obviously. I haven't seen The Disaster Artist. Fablemans over Mank, but under those other two? Yeah, I agree with that. Zero. You're not completely wrong about everything. Also, I hate this when we see this in a Letterboxd profile. I hate it. I hate it so much. Kind of like how I hate everything else in your Letterboxd profile, always. Studio Ghibli ranked. You've only seen 4. There's like 30. What is the point of this? Great. You think that Spirited Away is better than My Neighbor Totoro, Howl's Moving Castle, and Grave of the Fireflies. And I'm pretty sure there are some people in the chat who will fight you over this opinion. But like, cool, great, awesome. Like, maybe go see 10 more and then I'll be interested about your ranking of these films, because there's so many other films that are going to slide in between. There's no point. There's no point to this. Why bother? And also having Creed as the best film in the Rocky franchise, that is weird. Not as weird as having Creed 3 as the number 2 film. Also not as weird as having Rocky Balboa be better than both Rocky 2 and Rocky. Like, huh? You know that Rocky's the best Rocky film, right? This one, the one that you have at number 5. That's the best Rocky movie. It's certainly not Creed, and it's certainly not Creed 3. A film, which I will remind you, doesn't have... Wait, is Rocky actually in Creed 3? No, he's not in Creed 3, right? Because he has the daughter in Creed 2. Yeah, Rocky's not even in Creed 3. How can that be one of the best Rocky movies if he's not even in it? And it's the second one. Jeez Louise. Just can't deal with it. Just can't deal with these children anymore. I've had it with these cinephiles in this motherfucking website. Oh, look at that. You gave Triumph of the Will 1 star. Good for you. We should be going by your lowest ratings, though. So, Morbius is bad, but so bad, you gave it... Oh, wait, The Living Vampire. Is this a different thing? What is this? A 12-minute long film. That's not the bad Morbius. Oh, there it is. Eraserhead. Half star. Right beside Blue Velvet. Half star. I disagree. Yo, Come and See 1 star. I haven't seen it, but it's also number 2 on the Letterboxd Top 250, so I'm feeling like maybe you're just trying to be different. But you also hate Eraserhead and Blue Velvet, so maybe you just don't know what good movies are. And that is, pretty much a slam dunk when I see Morbius and Midsommar side by each with 1.5 stars. Yeah, you don't know good movies. You just don't know good movies. And that's okay. You're still young. There's time for you to change your opinions into good ones. Like, you literally have here Quantumania as being better than Midsommar. That's an opinion that you have, that you've put on the internet for other people to see and laugh at it they will. My goodness. Good gosh darn. And hey, you know what? There's the cherry on the top. Citizen fucking Kane, 2 stars, right beside The Godfather, also 2 stars. So just looking at this and not even going any further, you think American Psycho is a better film than Godfather and Citizen Kane. Not only that, but you think Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever is better than both The Godfather and Citizen Kane. Oh my God, you didn't need to put your age in the bio. I could tell you're a child. Jesus. All right, let's flip it around. Let's find out what other films are better than The Godfather. Oh yeah, Demolition, of course. Famously, everyone talks about how it's a better film than The Godfather. Same with Logan. Every time I hear about Logan, it's in the same breath. People are like, totally better than The Godfather. And you know what? I was walking down the street the other day, and a director that I greatly admire was just saying to another director that I greatly admire, I just saw The Amazing Spider-Man, definitely better than The Godfather. Can you see the pattern that I'm forming here, that I'm developing? I would, if I had any food in my stomach, I would puke it up right now. And, that's how you know that I'm lying, because I do have food in my stomach. I just don't want to puke right now because that's gross, and I don't want to do that. Oh, so I feel like this life is being drained out of me right now. Creed is better than The Godfather. Yeah, I mean, all of these films apparently are better than The Godfather. Creed 3, famously better than The Godfather. Awakenings, I don't even know what that is, but it's better than The Godfather. Shrek, obviously better than The Godfather. Good Time, Drive, Batman Returns, fucking How to Train Your Dragon, Little Nemo, all better than Citizen Kane and The Godfather. Same with Bullet Train, same with Edward Scissorhands, same with all of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, same with Tick Tick Boom and Knives Out and Aladdin, all better than Citizen Kane and The Godfather, obviously, of fucking course. How could it not be? How could they not be? Oh my God. How many times can I beat a dead horse? Maybe 12 times, because that's how many times they're shown in the Edward Muybridge experiment. Boom. That was an incredible joke. Acknowledge me. Acknowledge my humor, please. Piglet's movie better than Godfather, and he'll die on that hill, LMAO. The fuck is Piglet's movie? Is it this shit? These French short films, or these French zoetropes, I assume they are, based on how old they are? 1878. They wouldn't be a proper animated film at that time. Praxiscope animation of a boy holding a loop of two trained dogs. Yeah, it's probably similar to a Zoetrope, I would assume. It's next to Juno, because that makes it easy to find. You know, I'm looking at like just colors, right? It's difficult. It's difficult to pick out anything here. The Juno one is yellow, right? No, that's Fantastic Mr. Fox. Oh, Juno. Piglet's Big Movie. Whoa. Cinematic classic. Piglet's Big Movie from 2003. Directed by master auteur Francis Glabas, who also did Fantasia 2000. Not Fantasia, Fantasia 2000. This movie, better than The Godfather, better than Citizen Kane. If I had an entire jug of tequila in front of me, I would down it right now so that I could never, ever remember having seen this monstrosity of a profile. I think we found the worst one. I think my work is done here. Don't worry, the live stream's not ending. Don't click away. But I think we will never get this low ever again. And to that I say, cheers to all of you. Oh, that's some good water. I needed that. But you know what, Zero? It's clear that you are in desperate need of a film mentor, and I'm here to be that for you. I'm here to pick you up off of the ground and take you to the promised land of cinema nirvana. So I am going to, because you did offer up a super chat, thank you so much, I'm going to look through your watch list, and I'm going to find a film that you should definitely watch. And, I mean, I did say I was going to make you watch a David Lynch film, so you gotta watch A Straight Story. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. Look, I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. You know how many films get 4.5 out of 5s from me? Not very many. And this is also a Disney film, so it'll fit right in on your Disney Channel list. What else is good here? Because I feel like that was a little bit too obvious. You know what? Watch the original Ghost in the Shell. That has some great music in it. Really good animation. And it's actually a bit, I don't know, it's got a real good pace to it. It's only about 90 minutes long. You get to the point pretty quickly, but you'll learn. You'll learn some things about philosophy along the way. Hey, you know what? This is a Canadian movie. Yeah, you should watch Rice Boy Sleeps. Yeah, this is one. This is the one that I'm actually going to recommend. The other ones, don't bother watching it. Please watch this Canadian film called Rice Boy Sleeps. Do that. Do that. See, I gave it a 4 out of 5. You know how many films I give 4 out of 5s to? Also, not many. Because I am a bastard when it comes to rating these things. Just like I want you guys to be bastards when you hit the like button on this live stream, which is what you should be doing right now if you haven't already. Be a bastard. Be my bastard. Son, I'm your father. Hit the like button. I'm so good at word association. My God. They should put me on some kind of game show in America. Also, Zero, there is your roast. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope I wasn't too harsh on you. Sometimes I wonder if I crossed the line. I don't think I did, but I hope I didn't. I hope you were entertained. I hope you're laughing right now. TJ, when I want you to roast. Jesse, that was not a sentence. Improve your grammar, please. You just retracted it. Oh, no. Sometimes I wonder if I'm too mean to chat. Payless Big Movie is better than The Godfather, though. You son of a bitch. We were out of the roast. We were done. I was very okay with, you know, like being a civil person towards you, but then you just had to bring this nonsense into the real world outside of the roasting world, Zero. Jesus Christ. Now I have to reckon with this all over again. I'm going to have nightmares about this. You're giving me literal nightmares, man. Stop it. Stop it. Please. I have too many already. All right, I'm going to take a quick look. I'm not going to take like a break, but we will get back to the roasting in just a minute. I just need like a minute to collect myself because I think the heat in my apartment right now is really draining me, and I just need a second. I need y'all to just give me a second also while I run this ad. I swear I'm a good person. I swear I'm a good person. Also, while I'm doing this, have I roasted this person before? Do y'all remember? Because I kind of remember this favorite films, and I kind of remember talking about like the King Crimson thing. Have I roasted this person? I think it was long enough ago where I can't check the super chat, so I don't know. I'm the same age as you, and even I know better. Oh, you're talking to someone else. Please roast me. I've been waiting. Tanner, I have no idea where you are in the list. TJ, when I want you to roast me, I don't want you to look at my Star Wars ranking. Haha! Guess what the first thing I'm going to do, Jesse? I'm going straight for it. Let's see here. Watch Mummy eventually. Straight, not in this mouth, lol. Huh? I'll say this now. Thank you, TJ, since I haven't been feeling well today. Hey, no problem. I'm all about spreading the laughs, hopefully. Hey, I just joined the live stream a little late. I'm not trying to push in front of the roast line. Just wondering if I missed you roasting my Letterboxd. My Letterboxd is the same as my YouTube name. So your name is Kitty. I do not recall roasting you, especially not today. I do not have any ice cream. Soviet Spider, I'm sorry. Did they allow ice cream in Soviet Russia? Or did you just pee on snow and call it ice cream? Show the list, TJ. I guess I could show the list. I guess that's a thing that I'm capable of. But also, is that good entertainment? Is that good content? Is that what the people really want? Is that what the people desire? Is to see the list? I don't know if it is or not. Also, I did change it out to the Roast of David Hasselhoff, which I am proud of doing. I am proud of doing that. Who today has gotten on the list? Tanner. Oh, there you are, Tanner. Ooh, you're at the very back. You're at the very back of the list, Tanner. Along with these other people who also got just in front of you and who are probably waiting for their roast. But hey, look at all of the people who are in front of you. Yep, that's right. There's people here who signed up for this over a month ago. Still haven't gotten to. Still haven't gotten to these ones. Haven't gotten to those ones either. So this is about where we are right now. And so if I were to just search for Kitty, I guess, Kitty, you have been roasted on a previous live stream because you're not in the remaining list of all of these people. Do you see them? Do you see them? Look at them all. Look at all of the people just lining up to get burned in the butthole by this guy. Woo! Oh, I'm sorry. It's Kilty. Because, of course, people are going to be able to tell the difference between an L and a T. Jesus. You're getting roasted a little bit early. Well, I'm not seeing a Kilty here either. Unless you did put those stupid spaces in. Wait, did I have it there for a second? Oh, no, it's just someone saying something else. So, yeah, I think I probably already roasted you. I don't know. I can't see you on here. That's that. I usually don't even check the list. I don't know why I'm doing it. I checked it with no spaces. So I'm sorry. I think I probably already got you, or it's just not showing up in my search, and we'll get to you in, you know, a couple of months, or maybe on Friday when I do this all again at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because we're doing 2 live streams this month. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. So we decided this person did get roasted already, right? I'm pretty sure I did get this guy. So I'm gonna skip, Josh, I'm gonna skip you. If you see this and you want to yell at me, you know where to do it, which is in the Discord or on Twitter. Probably not on Twitter. I don't check it very much. But you can yell at me on Discord if you want. And also, if you want to join the Cinemateq Discord, link in the description box below. Booyah. So we're going to skip Josh. And then we've got this guy here. Yeah, no, I haven't done this guy. This is all new to me. Somehow I can remember all of the Letterboxd profiles, but also not all of them. Favorite Wes Anderson film? Probably Life Aquatic. Probably Life Aquatic, although I still think that The Grand Budapest Hotel is his best film. But I think my favorite is The Life Aquatic. I think we did do Josh, though. I think we did. I remember that profile. I do. I really do. And I think someone else said that they remembered as well. So I'm gonna trust my instincts on that one. Am I almost ready? Never mind. Graham, I don't have anyone named you coming up next. So, favorite without a U. He's triggered. Very true. What's your opinion on Cinema Paradiso, which I assume is what you're saying here? Ooh, Paul, you remember Josh getting roasted. Nice. You have a good memory, and you're always here, so that's great. Cinema Paradiso is a great movie. It's a great movie. And every other movie that tries to do that thing that they did at the end of the movie is just copying it. Like, I think even Babylon, in a certain respect, is like copying Cinema Paradiso. And I think it even includes a clip from Cinema Paradiso while it's copying Cinema Paradiso. So maybe it's just trying to reorganize or like reinterpret that final scene from Cinema Paradiso. Maybe the ending of Babylon is better than I thought it was. But that also just means that it's pastiche garbage, and we don't need to deal with postmodernism here if we don't want to. So why don't we just move on? Yeah, IRC, he super chatted a little while ago. Nice. I'm also always here. I know that, Ella, but when I got enough people telling me that that person already got roasted, I'm going to believe it. Especially when it's time for the roast of the Dude201. That's right. Someone came on to this website and thought to themselves, I'm going to name myself after the character in The Big Lebowski, and 200 people got to him first. So instead of trying to come up with an absolute original name, they just threw a goddamn number on the back of it. And I suppose the exact same thing happened when they signed up for Serialized. You know, the shittier version of Letterboxd that is for actual television shows that I wish people would take their television rankings and their television lists to, instead of having them on this film website. Although I guess technically, since the name of the site is Letterboxd, and there are a lot of TV shows nowadays that are shown in Letterboxd format, like Yellow Jackets, so maybe it's not so bad. Never mind, I'm still mad about it. And I just love the fact that the dude 201 here came in and was like, yo, do you really want to know what my 400th, 500th, and 600th films were? They were Sunset Boulevard, Rushmore, and Ran. Cool. I'm super happy to know that completely useless information about you. Awesome. I'm so happy now that I'm going to go to my grave and possibly remember that as my last thought on Earth. The fact that your 500th film was fucking Rushmore. Sick. Awesome. Great. So then we have to go down to your favorite films, and you, naturally, are a patron of Letterboxd, and supporting this site is definitely a good thing. But of course that means that you need to take films that have literally classic movie posters and change them to things that are worse. I am naturally talking about the posters for all four of these films: Magnolia, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Barry Lyndon, and Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Do you know how iconic all of these posters were? I could go into any video store in like the year 2006, wonder why they still had VHS, and then pick every single one of these VHS cassettes off and be like, yo, that's a dope poster. That's a dope cover. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest especially. Good gosh darn. So right off the bat, I can tell you have no respect for history, even though you have a couple of older films on here. And I should have used air quotes for that, because One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest being from 1975 or 1976 is not that old. Hey, it was 75. I remember that. Barry Lyndon also from 1975. I guess it was a good year. But beyond that, no respect for history. You're just trying to like spruce it up a little bit. You think that we need to make history better by adding some neon colors to it. Wow. Hate that. Hate that for me. Hate that for all who come after me. And then I seen your recent activity, and I noticed that you gave this David Cronenberg film, A History of Violence, a 3.5 star. Have I rated this movie? Well, I'm gonna. 4. And now I'm mad about you for being wrong. But also, these are good reviews for these films, so maybe I shouldn't be so much of an asshole. You also gave The Elephant Man 4.5 stars, so at least we don't have another David Lynch hater on our hands. But you did give 4.5 stars to Luigi. Excuse me, the Super Mario Bros. Movie. This is cinema. Luigi. I can't believe I can actually say that. Wait. Oh, wait, yeah, Luigi actually says that in the movie. Right. When he's watching a commercial. A commercial. And you know what? I'll say it. I'll say the hard truth about Super Mario Brothers movie, the commercial was the best part of the whole thing. Nothing in that movie was funnier than that commercial, other than the little blue fireball having an existential crisis who kept talking about killing itself. That was also hilarious. So there's that, I guess. One more thing we can disagree on. I'm sure there's going to be more. Okay, list time. Foreign or non-English films ranked. Why would you make... I didn't mean to hit that right there. I was just kind of like, huh? Why are you making the difference between foreign or non-English films? Like, are you watching non-English films that were made in America or Canada? You know? Like, I guess that can exist. Minari, I guess, was a foreign language film or like a non-English language film that's American. Kinda? I just don't see the need to make this distinction. Hey, what films did you put in here? Oh, these are all of them. This is like a definitive list of like all the non-English language films ranked. And I'm seeing just right off the bat 3 films from Kurosawa. So guess what, everyone? Guess what? Basic Criterion, bitch. And I also know that, oh wait, no, there's 4 from Kurosawa. What's this one? Spirited Away? Right. And this is Memories of Murder. So Criterion. Criterion. Oh, this poster for Old Boy is disgusting. Also Criterion. Criterion. Oh, there's some older anime films in here, though. That's kind of cool. Legend of the Galactic Heroes, My Conquest is a Sea of Stars. Yo, I think I have this movie. And I think I'm going to watch it at some point, mostly because the title is so cool. Legend of Galactic Heroes, My Conquest is the Sea of Stars. All my base or belong to us. I love that shit. Also Criterion. Is Burning in the Criterion Collection? Wait a minute. You gave Burning 1 star? What the good goddamn are you talking about here? Wait, what did you give Portrait of a Lady on Fire? Okay, 3.5. You were real close to getting the heat turned up. Not that I need the heat to be turned up anymore in this goddamn apartment. But seriously, Burning? 1 star? I thought maybe you were cultured considering how much you had going on up here. But I guess what is the truth is that you are just following trends. A lot of other people have highly rated these, and then you saw this one, didn't look at the ratings and give it a 1 star, and now you're probably thinking to myself, oh my god, how can I take that back? Because this movie is actually very high rated. Look, there it is, 4 out of 5. Told you so. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. It's real fucking good. So, no, half star is wrong. What was this one about the children, or the child? Barefoot Generation? Oh, damn. If you've ever wanted to see a very graphic, animated version of what happened when the nuclear bombs were dropped on Nagasaki and Hiroshima, then, Hiroshima, then this is it. This is the thing that you watch. This is an anime film that will disturb you. Like, guess when this frame was taken from the film. I haven't actually seen this film. I've only seen this one section of the film. Guess when this frame is from. Yeah, it's right as the bomb explodes and you see this literal child get melted. It's fucked. Real fucked. The animated companion piece to the OG Godzilla? I mean, come on. I understand what you're saying, but come on. I shouldn't be laughing at that. Ranking my hardest cries by movies. Uh-oh, now we get to find out what movies made you cry. Click? The Adam Sandler film? Click? Are you ranking this by how hard they made you cry or how good the movies were and they actually made you cry? Wait, Ted made you cry? I don't understand this list anymore. I don't understand any of these lists. I don't understand reality. A lot of people cry to Click. Doesn't he, like, pause a woman who's yelling at him? Isn't that the movie? Isn't that a joke that's in the trailer? Huh? Why do people cry to Click? And I'm not saying that Ted isn't good. I'm just questioning as to why you would cry during it. And look at that. We've got all the evidence we need to declare this person a film bro, along with a basic Criterion bitch. They should go hand in hand, but they don't always. Because, of course, they have ranked lists for Quentin Tarantino, Akira Kurosawa, Steven Spielberg, Hayao Miyazaki, Sam Raimi, Martin Scorsese. Oh, and these are all the films they want to rewatch, because I guess they were too complicated for his small brain. Yeah, The Big Lebowski, A Wonderful Life, known for being a complicated film that needs to be rewatched. Hey, look at that. They changed the cover of Eyes Wide Shut to the one where where Nicole Kidman's naked. I guess this dude's just trying to be a little bit horny on main. Not a lot, just a little bit. Also, yes, yes, yes. These are all movies that you want to rewatch. Okay. Perfect Blue is pretty good on a rewatch, honestly. Star Wars, very complicated film. I can understand how that one went over your head. Licorice Pizza, yeah, you probably want to revisit all of those unnecessary racist scenes. Cool. Sure. Yeah, you probably want to watch Banshees of Inisherin again because donkeys die and you hate animals. God, roasting is just so easy. All you have to do is focus on one negative thing, and you can just do it. Oh, look at this. We also have a Stanley Kubrick ranked list, and a Martin McDonagh ranked list, and a Bong Joon-ho ranked list, even though he's only seen 3 Bong Joon-ho films. That means my Bong Joon-ho ranked list is better than yours. Ha 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 ha. I'm the true film bro here. Yep. Okay, now let's all play a game. There's one page of lists left, and we have other ranked lists for films directed by the likes of Sidney Lumet, Ridley Scott, James Cameron, Chris Nolan, the Coen brothers, Wes Anderson, and PTA. What do you think the odds are that there's a ranked list for a woman director? A director who is a woman. What are the odds that we're going to see like Kelly Reichardt or Catherine Bigelow ranked list on number 3? What are the chances? What are the chances of that? I'm going to say 0%. Billy Wilder, Denis Villeneuve, Alfred Hitchcock, Francis Ford Coppola, David Fincher, Charlie Chaplin, Milos Forman, Sergio Leone, and Michael Mann. All notable dick-havers. So, yeah. Also, when I say dick-havers, I should reiterate to everyone here that this is a trans-inclusive space, and when I say that, I don't mean to minimize the fact that trans men do exist, and they do not have what is traditionally considered to be male genitalia. Trans men are men, trans women are women, and yes, there are no cisgendered women represented in any of these lists at all, which is exactly what I would expect based on what we saw earlier. So, they did, however, go out of their way to rank all of the Monster High movies. Cool. I guess, is this number 1? Do we know what the number 1 is? Ooh, wait. So this one came out in 2015, so it's not the first Monster High film. Boo York. It's actually kind of hard to say. So, are we guessing here that maybe this is a hot take amongst all the people who are super into Monster High films? Is this like one that everyone's kind of embarrassed about? Like, oh my God, we can't believe they strayed so far from the Monster High formula that they made this film. And then we got the TheDude201 here coming in saying like, no. This is actually cinema. Let's see. Can we sort these based on, I don't want list order. I want earliest first. So he's got number 2, or the first film in number 2, the second film number 4, sequels drop off, it's fine. Ooh, okay. Yeah, strange that a 2015 film is that highly rated. It's funny that this list actually exists. I mean, this is the kind of shit that I'm actually happy is on here. Like, all of those stupid lists about Charlie Chaplin rank and David Fincher rank, like, these have been done to death. But I guarantee you, not a lot of people have ranked all 9 of the Monster High movies, and I'm assuming, of course, that there are only 9. There might be more. So, like, this is cool. Also, Ella is asking how you become a patron on Letterboxd, and the answer to that is you pay for it. I pay for something on this site. I forget what it is. Pro, I think? I think I'm a pro. Let me check the profile. I think it says, yeah, I'm a pro. So they have 2-tier things. They have 3 tiers. They have the free one, the pro one, and the patron one. And then you just pay for it. I don't know if you would edit your profile or maybe find it in there, but yeah, you just pay for it. It's just money. So now let's flip this around, take a look at the dude, see what real dumb films he's rated half star. I'm sure there's going to be at least something in here that we can all agree is incorrect. Very incorrect. Also, I'm going to say, just right off the bat here, and maybe I've said this before, A Wrinkle in Time is not that bad. It's not that bad. It's not great. It's like a 1.5 star film, maybe a 2 at the most, but like, it's not a half star movie. You know, it's definitely not a 1 star movie. None of the following films: Burning, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and that's about as far as I'm going to go with that. Although I've heard that A Silent Voice is much better than a 1/2 star as well. That's kind of wild. It's just weird, once again, thinking about how this person holds the opinion that films like Grown Ups are better than Burning and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It gets really difficult to move beyond it as soon as you see things like that. But I'm going to try by looking at what this person is rated a 5 star. So what else do we see here? What can we say about this person? Didn't we already say that they're a basic criterion bitch? Because I feel like, yeah, it's just being backed up by seeing all of this stuff. Very typical, very basic. Oh my god, this is like copy and pasted from someone else's profile. The only original thing that you have ever done on Letterboxd is ranking the Monster High films. That is your claim to fame. Oh, gee whiz, gee golly. Does he not like anything that's just fun? Well, no, he's not that guy. He's not like that guy that we already roasted, who only has 5-star films, who only gives 5 stars when they're really fun movies where you had a really good time. But obviously, I agree with you with everything else, King TJ. Yeah, you better. I am the cinephile supreme, after all. It is me and no one else. If I decree it, it is law. I am the law. Great Anthrax song. Yeah, I really just don't think there's anything else interesting here to say. It's just bleh, 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 bleh. I think I even made that joke before, the bleh joke. So that'll be the roast of the dude 201. Oh boy, oh geez. American Beauty, your fave, LOL. Oh my god. Someone else, I think, had American Beauty somewhere. It might have been in, like, their favorite films or their recent films. It might be on a profile that's, like, coming up. Although, honestly, I'm feeling a little fucking tired. So I might actually call this in a minute. I just don't know if I can keep going. I don't think I've got a lot of energy left in me. This heat is really killing me. So maybe we'll actually just cut the roast there, and if we want to move over to, if y'all just want to chat and ask my opinions about stuff, I'd be happy to answer them. I think I'm done with roasting. I don't think I can be an entertaining roaster anymore. Oh man, I'm gonna get up from this chair and it's gonna be one giant sweat stain. I'm sorry for putting that image in your brain, but I think that's what's going to be happening. All right, so what do we got going on, everyone? American Beauty is your fave? No, it's not. No, it isn't. Like, it's just, who is next just so they can feel bad? I don't think they're here. Yod Something. Yod Something will be the next one to be roasted on Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let me update this tracking document that I have. Yod Something. Save. Why do I have this open so many times? What the fuck? Save that one. Cool. TJ, what do you think of After Blue? I saw you watch that. You know, thank you again for the honor of being the worst profile. Yo, anytime, man. Thank you very much for supporting the channel with your super chat. I appreciate it. After Blue, I think I remember what film that is. Let me just type a little bit. Yeah. So my opinion on After Blue, and for those of you who are curious, it's this film that I'm talking about. My opinions on this film are going to be a little bit swayed. Also, this is just a great shot. This person being like, "Oh my God, why are you here?" And this other person's like, "Where's my face?" Yeah, I didn't rate this one because I wasn't doing ratings back then. This one is a weird one to rate because it is an experimental film and it's meant to be that kind of an experimental version of those kinds of like blue movies. And I think maybe that's what the title is referring to when it says After Blue. Those kind of like blue movies, those kind of softcore porn films that you would find on cable on like City TV if you're from Toronto, like way back in the day. Like those are the kinds of films that they would be showing. And this is kind of like a sci-fi, like post blue movie version of that. And it's experimental. And if you don't have patience for it, then you're not going to like it. And when I saw it, I did not have patience. I saw this at a Midnight Madness premiere during the Toronto International Film Festival a couple of years ago. I guess it would have been 2 years ago. And when you go all day watching like 2 or 3 films, and then you end off your full day of like just walking around Toronto, not eating properly, and then all of a sudden it's 11:59 and this movie starts and it's like over 2 hours long. And so you know that as you're watching this film, this French film that has like naked people missing half their face, that you are not getting out of that theater until like 2:30 probably, with introductions and Q&As, 2:30 in the morning. And then you're thinking to yourself, oh god, I have a screening the next day at noon. And also I think at this point I was probably making like YouTube shorts about this as well as part of my TIFF coverage. So like, yeah, I was not in the right frame of mind to watch this. I will say that it's aesthetically stunning. It's got a great look to it, but like, you need to be in the right frame of mind to watch it. You really, really do. What about Kafka type films? Which are y'all faves? I mean, I guess Brazil is the easy answer, right? I can't think of a film that's more Kafkaesque than that. Except for maybe films that are like literally based on the works of Kafka. I think Orson Welles did one, didn't he? Didn't he direct The Trial or a version of The Trial? Let me double check on that. I think that's true though. Yeah, The Trial with Mr. Norman Bates himself. There you go. There you go. There's a Kafka-esque film because it literally is based on a Kafka film. You can even tell, right? Like just because of this shot here, you got Anthony Perkins, and then off to the left, all of these files and like all of these lights. Tell me that's not Kafka. Tell me that's not Kafka-esque. So Kafka-esque, although I haven't seen it. Watch list. Is that the girl from Jurassic Park? I don't think so. She does look like her though. Nice. All right, yeah. Also, I would love your opinion on Breaking the Waves in general. That's a very depressing movie. That's an extraordinarily depressing movie. That is the Lars von Trier film that he did before Dancer in the Dark. So immediately when I see Breaking the Waves, I'm like, oh yeah, that film with Bjork in it, but that's not the film with Bjork in it. This is Breaking the Waves, as I think Lars von Trier's first film after making The Idiots, or it's like one of the films that comes right after his experiments with the Dogma 95 movement, which you should look up if you don't know what I'm talking about. Google it, DOGME 95. It's a cool little film movement that happened in, wouldn't you guess it, the mid-90s. And that film was... Breaking the Waves was still indebted to what Lars von Trier was doing with The Idiots as part of the Dogma 95 movement. And so I think it's interesting watching him sort of transition away from that mode of filmmaking. It also, I believe, stars Emily Mortimer and maybe that guy who was in Banshees of Inisherin. Stellan Skarsgård, who is not in Banshees of Inisherin. But I was right about Emily Watson. I didn't say Emily Mortimer, and there's no way you can prove otherwise. But yeah, this is definitely the film that he made right after The Idiots, because The Idiots came out in 95, I believe. Maybe even 97. Hold on a second. God, I can't believe Antichrist is his third most popular film. Y'all are a bunch of freaks, you know that? So his first feature film, where's his first feature? Let's get these short films out of here. Hide shorts. I know I can do that. Allow me to do that. Hide short films. Bang. So I guess he did stuff before. Oh yeah, he did Europa before he did anything else. Wait, when did The Idiots come out? Yeah, The Idiots was 98. So never mind. Breaking the Waves was pre-Dogma. Just ignore everything I just said. Also, The Kingdom and The Kingdom 2 are TV series, so never mind about those. But yeah, I forgot about the Europa trilogy, which I believe is Epidemic, Medea, and Europa. I don't actually remember anything about film history. I'm a total fraud. You guys shouldn't be watching me at all. Anyways, Breaking the Waves is super tragic and depressing, and there's like a bunch of trigger warnings that you could probably put in here because it's a Lars von Trier film. But I remember not enjoying it, but I remember it being a good film when I did see it. And you can see here it's got a 4.0 on Letterboxd. So yeah, it's pretty good, but I haven't seen it since I saw it in school, which would have been in like maybe 2006. It's been a while. It's been about 15 years. I don't often go back to Lars von Trier films. In fact, I don't think I ever have. Did you see TROTB? Is that Transformers Rise of the Beasts? I think that probably is that. No, Jesse, I did not see that film. I have no intention to see that film. I really hate the Michael Bay universe of Transformers films. The best Transformers film ever, as I've said before, is the Transformers animated film from 1986 where they kill Optimus Prime, and it's super tragic and great. And I think the only Transformers film that I've actually somewhat almost liked was Bumblebee, and I've heard that Rise of the Beasts is worse than that, so I really just do not care to see Rise of the Beasts. Does that mean that I'm still going to make some content about it? Of course. Why wouldn't I? So keep an eye out for an interesting and different short from me on Thursday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time when it comes out. I actually never rewatch films generally, so I hear you, brother. Yeah, I never generally rewatch films either, although I actually, and this might give you a clue to another new video that's going to be coming out soon, I think I'm going to be rewatching Zack Snyder's The Justice League tomorrow. So yeah. Make of that what you will. You already did mine like 2 months ago, but I got a different top 4. Well, Reese Jones, I'm not doing any more roasts today, and you need to get back in line. You don't get to stay at the top of the line because you've already gone. So yeah, just comment on that good old list. I say as Doom Generation plays once again. Hey, I mean, I've spent a lot of time in my life rewatching the same movie over and over again. Like, that was basically me. You know, back in the 90s and 2000s when the only thing I really had were VHS tapes and, you know, the occasional rental. So, you know, I had to watch The Matrix over and over and over again. I had to watch The Mask over and over and over again. I didn't have anything else. I had to watch Top Gun over and over again. I didn't need to watch Clerks over and over again, but I still did anyways. It's pretty good, just really long. Zack Snyder's Justice League? Oh, I know. I guess I'll let the cat out of the bag. In honor of The Flash coming out on Thursday, or I guess Friday, I am going to be doing a review roast for Zack Snyder's Justice League. I imagine that there will be a lot of people talking about, or at least part of the conversation going on around The Flash will be, oh my god, the Zack Snyder's Justice League is still the best Justice League movie, or it's still the best DCEU movie. And so I think that'll probably kick up some views for that kind of video. We'll see, though. We will see. I'm trying to do these review roasts themed with what's coming out, so you can best be sure that the weekend that the Dial of Destiny comes out, that we're going to be doing a review roast for Raiders of the Lost Ark. Can't wait. Can't wait to dig into those half-star reviews and absolutely eviscerate the people who say bad words about Raiders. What the hell is wrong with people? You know, Zack Snyder's Justice League, yeah, there's going to have to be some comedy in there, but I think in the Raiders of the Lost Ark, I'm just going to be mad the whole time. I think I'm just going to be angry. Very, very angry at people. Raiders is the GOAT. It's a very good movie. I would say it's like probably the best action adventure film that I've ever seen. Certainly way, way up there. Flash looks really hit or miss because I'll see one frame which will look actually good and then a different one where it looks like something from the Flash show. See, this is the thing about the Flash movie, and we've all seen these trailers probably, and I think I saw a clip earlier of like one of the scenes that was in one of the newer trailers, and some of the CGI honestly looks like it was thrown together by a student overnight because they forgot they had a project due the next day. And like, I have no patience. I have no patience left for these films that cost hundreds of millions of dollars to look like absolute shit. I just don't have patience for it anymore. Like, what is the point of giving them our money if they're not going to respect our money? You know? It's such bullshit. TJ, this stream was amazing tonight. I've been working my job all night, so I've been on, and it's made my evening so much better. Glad to hear, Paul. And I hope the same is true for all of you. Not the working part. I hope you're all just chilling. But if you are at work, I hope this is great. Or has been great for you. The dialogue is really bad, judging by the trailer. I mean, it's a comic book movie. What were you expecting? Shakespeare? Yeah, I just don't have high hopes for that movie. And I'm also just, I don't really want to give Ezra Miller my money, because of the crimes he committed. I don't want to give him money, or them money, excuse me, because of the crimes they committed. So that's also a bad thing that I'm not looking forward to. You know what I am looking forward to? Going to bed, which is a thing that I think I'm going to do here in a second. $220 million budget too, I'm pretty sure, which is even worse. It's so silly. It's so silly. And like, it's not even one of those comic book movies where the cast costs a lot of money, right? Like, how much money did they have to pay Michael Keaton to be Batman? 20 million? Ezra Miller probably gets what? 10 to 20 million to be in that movie? So there's $30 million. The fuck else are you going to be spending your money on? No other person aside from maybe Michael Shannon, who got a payday of like a couple of million for doing a couple of scenes. Like, no other actor in that film, no other performer in that film is pulling in a big payday. We're not talking about, Infinity Game or whatever it was called, Infinity War. So like, what? Where's the money going? Also, Jack is saying, good morning. Jack, I thought you were napping. And with that, I am actually going to say goodbye to all of you. I apologize for the shorter than normal stream. I feel like next time I go live, I am going to have to put the air conditioning on a bit higher because I'm absolutely roasted and drained because of the heat I am feeling right now. Infinity Game, get out. That's how you know I'm tired, when I start conflating two Marvel films and combining their names. Although, why not call the combined films of Infinity War and Endgame Infinity Game? And that's how you tell people that you watch both in a row, because they're really just one movie. Infinity Game. See, we're doing good things on this channel all the time, like naming movies that we don't care about that much. All right, everyone. Thank you so much to everyone who super chatted, everyone who showed up. I will remind you that I will be doing this live stream again on this Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just giving it a try. Going to see if some new faces show up, see if we can get a bit of a bigger audience. Who knows what happens. And if you want to continue interacting with me and other people in the chat, you can hit up the Discord. A lot of great people in there always talking about movies and music now. We do that. That's a cool thing. You can also follow me other places that are all linked in the description box below. And as I mentioned earlier on, I have added a new tier to the channel membership. So if you want to get access to an exclusive live stream every month, plus I'm sure some other things that I'm going to be putting out for channel members as well, like maybe a behind the scene thing occasionally, or just some random thoughts going out to the community that way, then you can join the channel membership at that new tier or not. It's all good. And I guess with all of that, that's it. I'm done. I'm tired. I will see you all hopefully on Friday. If not, have a great goddamn week. And don't let the man keep you down. Unless that's what you specifically asked for and you're into BDSM. Bye!